out, bean boy, okay. Leroy ain't Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more, 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube, review it for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
Oh, always fun. You know, I'm always scared every time I have to go on the board because I'm like, I don't know if I still got it anymore. This, you know, it's like an old musician. It's like I haven't played in front of people in a while. I don't know if I can use this beautiful piece of equipment. I'm not sure if I got it anymore.
Everything started on time.
Yeah.
Intro came.
Okay. I think we're okay. Can everybody hear us? I mean, maybe the chat can help me out. They're gonna mess with me, aren't they? You can't hear anything. Blah.
No.
That's how it's gonna go. All right. Hello, Tommy. Tommy's here today. Want to say hi to people?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we got this going on. So yeah, man. This is one of those things. Leroy has an echo. I think I got it. All right, I fixed his echo. I think we're good on the video stream of everybody.
Do I need to go and over and shut the other?
No, I think I turned that off. I think we're good now.
Right.
I just had you unmute. I got to mute you. I think we're good. We're good.
We're good?
I think we're good. Everybody good?
Right.
We're good. The Heat are not good. We're down 0-2.
Hey,
That broke my heart yesterday. That was a tough loss, Leroy. I was really going to be proud of them if they came through with that one.
Listen, and I'm going to just take this for what it is. The Cavs are really good.
Yeah, Spider's good.
And to sit here and like try to come up with, you know, all the things that you think the Heat should be able to do, they're not as good as the Cavs. Could they possibly pull one out? Absolutely.
They almost pulled it out, dude. They almost pulled it out.
I will say this, though, and I'm going to say this because this was kind of the first time you had all of your bigs playing some kind of role.
Yeah.
And seeing it showed me that there's hope. There's promise in what Jovic, Kalel, Bam, you know, these guys have the ability to do.
Right.
And so with, you know, you got Wiggins who's lengthy and
enough of him. Lengthy. Yeah, he's a lengthy disappointment is what he is. Wiggins, lengthy. Yeah, more like lengthy scoring droughts. That's what he's got.
Hey,
Wiggins. Look, we get it, dude. You don't want to be here. I understand. That's kind of the juice you bring every single. I mean, that's how it acts. That's how it acts.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And let me tell you something right now, because I've dealt with a lot of rat finks on social media. Okay? Because you know me. I love me some Jovic, dude. And I'm celebrating him yesterday because he's amazing down the stretch. He's getting us extra shots, extra possessions. He's flying all over the place. And then he airballs it twice and has 2 turnovers. And you guys are yelling at me. And he's a child. Why are you being mad at him? Okay? He tried his best. He hadn't played a game in 2 months. 2 months. And you guys are yelling at him, being like, this guy's a bum, shouldn't be out on the floor. And I'm sitting here because you guys are mocking me because you're like, what happened to keys to the franchise, Tobin? What happened to keys to the franchise? He didn't play for 2 months. He was critical to the comeback. The only reason they were within 2 points was because of Nikola Jovic. And yes, did he blow all those shots? Of course. He's playing with a broken hand or a newly healed hand, and Spo's riding him into the ground, playing him for the first time in 60 days. Classic Spo. You're like, huh, this is kind of a good thing going. But does he go to the well a little bit too much? Dude, yes, he does. He had looks, all right? I'm not going to be mad at Jovic for coming in there and bringing the juice that he did in that game. Ridiculous for people to blame him, even though he blamed himself.
I would say you have your guys you like, and you have your guys you don't like.
That's not true.
And if you like them, we get explanations like we do.
I like all my
with
guys.
Jovic.
I like everybody.
Pump your brakes.
I like everybody.
Pump your brakes.
I like everybody.
And if you don't like them, then is how you talk about Wiggins.
Oh, I don't even know Wiggins. How can I not like Wiggins? I barely know him. He's barely been on the Heat. I'm like, who is that guy?
Exactly.
Why is that guy wearing Jimmy Butler's jersey? Who is that guy?
Exactly.
And Bam. I mean, see, I love Bam. You know I love Bam.
Yes.
One of the worst games I have ever seen him play. And I never say that. He played soft in that game. What was that? 6 threes. You didn't go to the paint once? Not once? Jovic did? How is Davion Mitchell, the man the size of a garden gnome, has he attacking the no? Respectfully, Davion, you're still awesome. I love you, but he is yay big, okay? And he's got no problem going in the trees. Bam, where were you, dude? Where were you? Where were you? One bucket, an alley-oop?
I think at times when I watch the Heat play, there's certain guys who should always be aggressive that aren't, and there's certain guys that should pick their spots and they're way too aggressive. Right? And so I need Bam and Tyler to be aggressive at all times. I like what Jovic was doing when they put that wee man in front of him. He took him to the rim. That's what he's supposed to do. So I was very excited about that. But they haven't played together. They haven't, had a chance to. And if you see it, like when you watch the game, it looked like it. You know why? There was no spacing. One time they were standing in the corner like rats around cheese, all of them.
Rats around cheese?
Yeah. Like a smoke break.
Oh, okay.
Right? They were all in the corner. And Crowdy goes, the spacing is terrible. You think?
Yeah, it was. It was.
It's so, but that's from not playing with each other. Right? You hope it's going to work out. Suppose trying to, because I really like the fact that he put some more length to try to match their length. Even though they hadn't played that much together, you're trying to win a game. So you got to try stuff like that.
Okay, but Jovic hasn't played with any of these guys either. And he's out there, he's getting people involved. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
I know. I mean, like, it's almost like you need to put name tags on spots on the court. Like, listen.
I think you're ultimately right. Like, I came away yesterday because you want to know something? This is the truth about it, guys. I didn't think that he played badly. I didn't think they played that bad.
Terrible.
I thought, Bam, he stunk. Wiggins, he stunk. But for the most part, everybody else, Haywood Highsmith, great game. Tyler Herro, great game. Nico, great game.
Wait. What? We need to.
No. You don't have to be a red bastard about it.
Let me tell you guys how my boy operates while watching a basketball game.
Text messages?
Oh, yeah. And the thing that really got to me, right, is the game started at 7:30.
I gotta make sure you're not taking liberties.
The game started at 7:30, right? At 7:59, Tyler is on notice, dude.
Wait,
capital letters.
Time out. Was it? It's not even a 7:30 tip-off, probably.
No, right.
Like
so wait, you know what I replied? They played 5 minutes. Jeez. Already sent packing. Wow, that's what J-Fix said. Here we go. He's got a one-way ticket to Yotesville if he falls on his face again.
And we're talking about Tyler now.
Right. Now.
Vlad, they started off with
this all happened at 7:59.
No. But there was this one patch of the game that he had, right? The Heat are up 9, Vlad. And it goes And Darius Garland, who will get to him because he's got
onions.
Oh, he is hosing down Tyler by name after the game. Hosing him down. I was like, geez, all right. Hey, listen, we're all thinking it. You don't have to say it. But he's hosing him down. So there's this that little run that he get off to a great start. Garland hits a 3 over Tyler. Then Tyler misses a runner. I'm like, he never misses that shot. All right. Garland then blows right by him. He gets fouled by Tyler. And then Tyler falls right on his face. It led to an Evan Mobley slam.
Oh, you're talking about that part when it was almost as if they were going one-on-one against each other.
I think you're thinking of the threes. There was like a point where they're hitting on threes. I'm talking early in the game. Okay. They had the lead, Vlad. And then Tyler just like, I don't know. Now look, I was a warning. I didn't say
a warning.
It was a warning. When you're on notice, it's a warning.
Wait.
And he came back and he played really well, which is why he's not going to Yoatsville.
Well,
Wiggins might be going to Yoatsville.
My thing with you is that the game is long. You don't think Tyler
Yes, but in a way, it was more like the fifth quarter of him stinking up the joint.
He's a fan, bro, and it's playoff basketball. Things amp up a little bit.
It's very tight. It's by possession by possession.
I understand that, but the game just started.
It doesn't matter.
Wait, this one I was gonna wait. Look, here's what I mean. I had my cooler, had my juice. I just sat down in the jacuzzi, right? Turned on the Jets. Bzz, bzz. I'm like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, already? I'm like, dude, they play.
I'm proud of him. He bounced back.
And like you said, this was at 7:59. You know the game ain't start till like 7:43.
I know, that's what I'm saying. No,
Okay,
Leroy, it happens all the time. This is playoff back. I'm you know what, Tobin? I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. Because last year I had to do a show while my team was playing in the playoffs, and the fans and the listeners got to hear how possession by possession
changes.
I can love you or I can despise you. It's possession by possession, second.
It happened to Jovic yesterday. Everybody was in love with him, and then I was like, proud of him on Twitter. Dude, Leroy, my mentions yesterday after the game because of his last 2 minutes were the depths of hell. People wanted him send him back to Babushka. People wanted him off the team. People said, I'm a bum. How do you believe in this guy? I was like, hey.
What? Wait.
Hey.
So wait, he took the same stuff that I said to him and passed it on to everybody in Twitter about Jovic. The same exact stuff. Oh my goodness, you're the worst.
I ain't gonna lie. You love your
worst.
boy. No, he loves his boy because he went on it. He went on the air. He went on after last night. He's like, if anybody has anything bad to say about Jovic,
it's a ridiculous thing to be mad about. He just played for the first time in 2 months, lad.
Like, F you guys, F you mothers. He was saying all of that. He was like, dude, he's the only one who showed any heart.
He did.
Any hustle.
That's the truth, though.
Vlad, I have never seen somebody rats off a ship on their star quicker than he has.
I wasn't rats off a ship. I just warned him.
Leroy, you got
warning.
That's what
warning.
I put him on
that
notice.
Was the harshest warning ever.
Leroy, guess what? You know what? I usually agree with you when he goes but you know what? It's playoff basketball. Every possession counts. So your superstar, your star could be great 1 second, and the next possession he could be a bum. That's how it is now because every possession is so important.
But listen,
he doesn't really mean it.
I understand all that.
He doesn't really mean it, but at that time, he's just upset. He wants to win. You can't knock a fan.
He can do that. Like look,
okay.
He came out and he bounced back. He was great yesterday.
He didn't bounce.
He bounced back.
He played.
Oh, that was a bad start.
He played his game. You have moments that are bad.
He's getting mocked by the Cavaliers. They're calling him Turnstile Tyler.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, you knew that beforehand.
I know, but they don't have to say it publicly.
Why not?
It's just not nice.
Maybe to get him to play a little defense.
What's that word you use? Couth? It shows no couth.
Hey.
Am I using that right?
Yes. I never talk trash. People always talk trash to me.
Mm-hmm.
But if we should happen to cross paths and I know you talk trash and you get dumb trucked, I may have some words. I may have some words.
Schmiefman says Tyler's about to be 1, 2, 3 Cancouth.
Wait, but I'm just like,
You like that one?
Wait.
He's right about that.
But wait, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not
Say that
saying.
again. Say that again for the radio audience. What do you say about Leroy? He talks what?
So I'm wait.
You do talk trash.
I'm not saying I don't talk trash. I didn't say that.
You talk trash when it comes to weight.
But what I'm saying is that it was 12 seconds into the game, and you were already rats off a ship on Tyler.
I wasn't rats off a ship and put him on notice.
But wait. Right.
He's like, he hasn't played for 2 months. He's literally saying that you guys
No.
are making him look like a bad guy.
No, this is Jovic. This is a different story. I haven't even
Different intangibles.
I didn't even say anything about Jovic. I get it. I figured it would be bumpy. I thought it would be bumpy.
Mhm.
And the fact that he came out and started really well, right? That was fine.
All right, we'll take a break here on the show. Thank you, Tommy. You know, sometimes Leroy does need to get called out.
He
I didn't really defend you.
Well, that's fair. Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Shop exceptional Cadillac offers now at the 3-time Cadillac Dealer of the Year, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. You're always backed by more.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
White or black smoke for Ty Jerome?
We'll take you guys up until 2 here on the show. Let's get to 15 minutes of heat here, brought to you by Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. Miami Heat, they lose game 2 of their first round series yesterday, 121-112 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We were just talking during the break about Donovan Mitchell, how ridiculous he was in the fourth quarter.
How many did he end up finish with?
He finished with 30. He was 7 of 10 from downtown. I think he had 17 in the fourth quarter.
Did he even hit the rim in any of his shots?
That's what he
we were like, I didn't. Not only did he not hit the rim, it didn't even feel like the net moved.
No,
I
there was one.
A couple of times I thought he shot an air ball.
That's how clean it went in. There was a couple that it just the net just moved, like it was just like a nice cool breeze just moved the net because man, that was just wet. He was
ridiculous yesterday. Yeah, he was ridiculous yesterday. 30 points for Spida. Tyler Herro finished with 33. Funny, we were just talking to Eric Reed yesterday. That was his second 30-point playoff game of all time.
Back to back.
Kaloair played better. Not good enough, though. Played better.
He's still like, is it all bigs? Or because
with the Butterfingers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's the thing he's doing right now.
It's the craziest.
He's got the Joel Anthony hands going on.
Right. And I don't remember him being that way all the time.
It's nerves, baby. It's rookie. It's playing its playoffs against.
Well, it's Jared Allen who's got the meme quote, right? Back in the day, the lights were too bright.
I don't even.
It's different, man. It is different.
I'm trying to think if they said that when I played my first playoff game.
I mean, it's look.
It's different in football, though. You know why? Because once you get hit, you get some get right. Right? Once you get tackled for the first time, when that intensity get to you, you get some get right.
Well, this is the thing. It's like it's an interesting series, and they're really, really good. But it probably is the deepest of waters to throw this rookie into. It's like, hey, guess what? You get to go up against the best front line in the East.
But so what?
I know.
So what?
I know.
Like stop. Here's what the Heat need to stop doing. Right? Stop handling these young guys with kid gloves like you got other options. You drafted him for this reason right here. And he might not be great at it early. He might look awkward in the beginning, but you're building something. If you keep shielding him, that first time just gets moved to a later date. And then we're going to have this conversation next year. I'd rather have this conversation now than have it when the team is really relying on him, and we're talking about nerves. We're talking about first time. Go ahead, take your lumps. Coach him up. Now, the whole ball handling thing has blown my mind the last couple of games. Just how he's like fumbles McGee all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird thing.
He
missed the alley-oop. That's your
that
thing.
That was crazy. I know. He missed the alley-oop. I was like, oh, no. He never misses the alley-oop. You got Nico after the game, Vlad. Nico, very hard on himself afterwards. First game in 60 days for the young Serbian forward. Of course, broke his hand February 23rd. 2 months exactly to the day. He is back on the floor. Played really well. Had a great, Garland. We'll get to him here in just a second, but had a great possession of defense on Garland where he walled him off, led to a Heat bucket. Here was Nico after the game, taking blame for the loss.
Yeah, I mean, I got what I wanted, and that's to close the game in the playoffs. The stuff that I did at the end, is really unacceptable. I really did cost us the game, and I just got to be better. This is my third year. I'm not a rookie anymore. I've seen what's the deal, and how to get to the playoffs. And the stuff that I did today was just not good. I'm really grateful the coach got me the opportunity, and I know if I'm not worried about shots. I know if I had those shots again, I would shoot them every time because I know I'm open and I know I can make them. But it just didn't go in, and I got to be better.
Man,
It's funny.
Accountable.
Yeah.
Accountable.
Somebody said, did Garland really say that about Herro? Because he's a traffic cone too.
He is. He's not a good defender.
Wait,
he's not a good defender.
Is that crazy? That's like two fighters who've been knocked out the last 3 times they fought talking trash to each other.
It's the Spider-Man meme. It's the
It
Spider-Man.
really is. It's this is Darius Garland. This was him after the game. This quote went viral after the game, where they were asked about their strategy, and here's what he had to say.
Since you guys at the trade deadline, Miami's been really good at turning teams over, but the first 2 games you guys have really held on to it. Just what's the key to playing clean basketball like that against a team like that?
Pick on Tyler Herro and take care of the ball. Don't play in tight spaces. And pick on their weak defenders. Go at them.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong. It's just when you're naming names again. It's.
I mean, when your answer to a question is pick on Tyler Herro, right? And you call him out. But I mean, when you listen to Karate and listen to guys talk about the game, the first game, they just kept putting him in the pick and roll till they got the look they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a secret.
It's never been a secret in the league right now.
Right.
Your best offensive players are
Usually
not
don't
great.
play defense.
No, they used to, but they're not anymore. Your best offensive player is probably your worst defender.
Usually.
And
especially if they're a small guard.
And especially if they're guards and a small
Yeah.
guard. Yeah, you're
like
right.
the only guy right now, like the guys right now in the playoffs that you would say you trust defensively are probably
Kawhi, maybe.
Yeah, obviously Kawhi.
Tatum.
I'm thinking of guards.
And-
Oh, you're talking.
I'm thinking guard. I would say
Ant.
Ant and Shea. And Shea's
and Shea.
And Shea's 6'7".
yeah.
And yeah.
So he like, he's taller than everybody.
But
by
there's
the-
a flip to that. You know that. They could put 30 on your ass as well.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing with Tyler. Like, look, last night, whatever. It wasn't as bad as it was the day before. Because yesterday was an impeccable shooting game from them. Like Cleveland broke an NBA record in the second quarter. Like
Right.
that's not on Tyler Herro. The game before, of course, he got carved up, but this game, after the ugly start, comes back. He has a great performance. Why Darius got it did look like they were John. It wasn't. It's always like animated, but there was a time when they were. I forget who was shooting free throws, but they were like in the backcourt. I don't know if they know each other. I don't know if this is friendly banter. I don't really know if that's that, or if he's just or if there's a little hostility there. I'm not really sure, but it is odd to hear just be like, oh, what was the game plan? The parking cone over there.
Somebody said Murray from Denver is decent.
Not really.
Not defensive.
Not really.
They look to pick and roll him too.
Not really. Yeah, it's not everybody's like Boston's got, probably the best defensive backcourt in the league, I would say.
Yeah.
And by the way, they won yesterday over the Magic 109-100. The big news in late night, if you guys missed it, the Rockets won 109-94, but Jimmy Butler got hurt very early in that game. Amen Thompson kind of undercut him and he fell.
Well, he was
back.
pushed.
Was he?
Yeah,
Draymond
pushed him.
Did he push him?
Yeah.
It was questionable on the review, Vlad. I thought that
I was looking at it as well, but I was like, nah, he got pushed.
Got pushed, not pushed. Jimmy Butler ended up landing.
That happened to Bam.
Yes.
And how is it a jump ball?
I don't know.
And they still lost their timeout.
I know. Well, they have to. That's just a mandatory on time. Like if somebody has to take a timeout, it's a use it or lose it. They have those in the NBA.
No, but I'm saying when Cleveland challenged later on, they got to keep their timeout and another challenge.
Depends on. I don't know exactly what the times are, but there are times in the quarter where there's a use it or lose it. Like you could take the timeout.
Oh, so when it's close to a break?
Yes, an official break.
All right.
But they did get to keep their challenge.
They got to keep their challenge, but they lost their timeout.
Tony Brothers is not as flamboyant as some of the other referees out there. Like Zach Sarber. Some of these guys really ham it up on that mic. Tony Brothers, you definitely can tell has been a referee forever because he's like, I don't have time for this.
Who's the guy that always hams it up? The light-skinned brother with the mustache, just like Lionel Richie. Bill Kennedy?
Bill Kennedy.
Yeah,
he's great.
He's
he is great. He's great. Tony Brothers is like, this is the last place I want to be right now, is on camera talking to you people.
Yep.
Like that's how Tony Brothers refs. Like people hate Tony Brothers as an official. He is get off my lawn. Like that is him as an official.
He wants the game to end so quickly.
Yeah.
He hardly calls any fouls. He'll look at you like, man, stop. That wasn't a foul. Tony Brothers.
Man, that's something. That's
So what did they say was wrong with Jimmy?
Pelvis.
bruised. Same thing that Steph had. But he's had this. I mean, Jimmy's had this injury before. I mean, he had it in the regular season.
Hey,
he has a broke ass.
Let me tell you something. Tell you a little story. So when I first got to the NFL, right? You know, people don't realize in college, it's mandatory. It was mandatory that you wore hip pads and a booty pad. They would send you out of the game to go put your hip pads and your booty pad in. So when I got to the league, I was like, hip pad, booty pad, right? We were practicing against Green Bay, and then we played against Green Bay in a preseason game. And I got a hip pointer. Let me tell you something. I have never been in more pain from a hit. I tell you what I did for the rest of that year, though.
Hip pads,
hip pad, and booty pad. So
here, let me get.
Maybe Jimmy need to put on the the padded tights.
Let me get your video diagnosis. Come on over here and let me see what you think of this, because you usually can you can eyeball it and tell me how long he'll be out. All right, here's the play live.
Ooh, coccyx. What's that muscle? That bone?
He's laying on the floor, writhing in pain. Ahmed Thompson's fine. Yep.
I broke my butt.
He is pretty much. He broke his butt.
Yeah.
All right, they're gonna go to the replay here.
Did they call a foul on?
I don't know if they did. I don't remember. I think they might have, but
yeah, it was a little chicken wing from Draymond for sure.
That's what I said.
Ooh, let me tell you something. That booty bone does not play.
It's called a tailbone.
Well, tailbone,
booty bone.
Listen, you do you, little Tommy. You do you. but let me tell you something. They ain't a whole bunch of cushion back there.
Nope.
No.
Because when you land in them cheeks, like that booty bone is right there.
That's a painful flight back.
It is. No, here's the problem. It's not like, as long as you sitting on something soft, you good. But when he get up tomorrow, it's going to be like in his lower back. It's just, oh my goodness.
Well, he's dealing with that. So yeah, he left early in that game, and the Rockets handled the Warriors that series even at 1.
Very chippy that series.
Not surprised. Well,
any series that has Draymond in it is chippy.
Draymond with the Warriors, and Ime Udoka loves talking bleep too as a coach. So,
right.
Yeah, I could.
But I would say this: Ime is probably telling those guys and have told those guys, don't go out there and get punked. Don't get pushed around.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them manhandle you. This is going to be physical. That's the way they want to play, and we got to match it.
How'd Kuminga do the rest of the night, Vlad? Did you watch the rest of the game?
They don't want Kuminga.
All right.
He had to play.
I'll take him.
He had to play.
No, he didn't play. It was Moses Moody. It was some guy named Post. It was
Quentin Post.
Yeah.
They are so done
Buddy Hield
with Kuminga.
Yeah, it was Buddy Hield, Steph, and Draymond. They were so. I don't even think Kevin Looney got much burn last night. I'll
take him.
Well, he's gonna be a free agent, so
I'll take him.
Yeah.
Take a break here on the show. We'll flip on over to the Panthers as they are back in action tonight. Game 2 against the Lightning as they look to go up 2-0 in that series. We'll take a break. Back after this. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. How's the day going, Tommy, so far? What do you
Good, but when you said Tobin Leroy with you, where is Leroy?
Well,
what he normally does.
What he's normally doing, Tommy, which is he's hobnobbing, which means he is just talking to people amongst the office.
Hey, Leroy, you're late. I'm not late. Yeah, you are.
He was at work. What did you were getting the skinny on everything?
Yeah. Just
hobnobbing.
He was getting.
From what I hear, the meeting was everything that we kind of already knew.
Nothing. No surprises.
Yep. And then I had some words. A coworker. We were talking about food, and I was talking about gumbo. She was talking about I make a mean meat sauce. And then she goes, but I don't like sausage. She goes, I have a refined palate. And I'm like, there is nothing more bougie than saying that to someone.
I mean, what would you say? Palate? Somebody who is not a fan of the food sausage, what would you say?
I say they're crazy and they should get a therapist. Immediate therapist.
That's legit his favorite thing.
That's
on the
sausage.
His favorite thing on the grill.
All kinds of sausage.
My favorite thing on the grill is hot dog.
Do
you like spicy?
Yeah, I like spicy.
You like spicy everything.
Yeah, see,
you like spicy everything.
You know, every sausage I put in my food.
Spicy and candy is just blah.
Yep. He said everything but spicy candy.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
like
who
cinnamon.
Likes Red Hot?
Oh, that's just Red Hot cinnamon.
No.
It's disgusting.
We just rated the
cinnamon's not candy.
No, it's really not. It's maybe if you want a refresher of it's a spice.
It's not a candy. It's
a
spice.
But cinnamon candy doesn't taste like cinnamon.
I'm still not eating it.
Yeah.
I don't like Red Hots. I don't like the old people candies. You know, the little
with the
you want a hard candy with the stripes.
Not for me.
Right?
What is disgusting? It's like those chocolate lollipops that aren't even chocolate. You just like taste like chocolate.
Yeah,
licorice.
Yeah, no, not for me.
How about wait, let me see if I can. How about black licorice?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't like licorice at all.
Like Twizzlers?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not like the biggest Twizzlers fan.
Twizzlers.
I love a sour
Really?
straw. Like a sour straw is good.
Yeah, but that's different candy.
Twizzlers
Yeah,
are
the
great.
different category.
Twizzler is like chewing wax.
Let's get to the road to repeat, which is brought to us by our friends over at Celsius.
Oh, yeah.
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida.
The Florida Panthers.
Tobin built like a bratwurst.
What did you say?
Leroy built like a chocolate lollipop.
All right, so the Panthers are back at it tonight. Thank you, Tommy. We'll bring you back in a bit. The Panthers are back in action tonight, 6:30, Leroy. Early puck drop.
Yeah, can I just say this? You know this is not like me. The most recent champs should be on primetime. Yeah. Because everybody
who they got tonight on primetime?
Everybody,
Who they got tonight? Were they going to this?
Everybody
Toronto
should be trying to beat them, right? I think they do this in basketball. Is when you have a couple of blowouts, they move you to NBA TV.
Well, first of all, if that's the case, then Memphis needs to not be on TV tonight. They need
at
to
all.
NBA TV.
At all.
They need to move the Knicks Pistons game to 7:30 so that the Clippers Denver game, which is one of the better series in the playoffs, could be on TNT. Nobody wants to watch Memphis get blown out by 40 again.
I think what they're doing is okay. So
I
thought
rotation.
Here was my theory on it. I thought it was an NFL draft thing, but I'm looking at the schedule right now. So they're the TBS game tonight, 6:30. I think this has to do with Minnesota because Minnesota's playing Vegas, but they want Vegas because Vegas, I think, is a popular team. They don't want it. They don't want the people in Vegas to not have their game too early. So they're playing the Minnesota game at 9. What is that? 8 local for them?
That's a regular. That's right. Fine. That's
Minnesota's
the right
at 9. It's 8 local for them. Yeah, 8
so
local.
it's 9 for them. So I think, but if they start the Panthers game at 7:30, then they couldn't start that. They couldn't start that wild game in Minnesota.
Yeah, they can. They
couldn't
can start at 9.
That's what they're starting.
No, but 9 Central their time. They can
so
start at
you
9.
want to start at 10?
Yes, because they hold on. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Didn't they do that with the Heat one time with Milwaukee? They had like an 8:30 game and
rebooted.
Your computer rebooted? Yes. Oh yeah, I noticed you were frozen there. That's a little bit weird.
oh my God, he's frozen.
He's frozen. He can't move.
He looked like he's saying like sweet nothings, you know.
Yeah.
No. Wasn't like a couple of years ago. Like I remember the Heat had a game against Milwaukee, and they moved it from an 8 p.m. game to a 9:30 game because they wanted to have a early 7 p.m. East Coast game.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move a game in the Central to 9 or 10 p.m. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world for the Panthers to be on early. It is going to be in the middle of
But I do believe because there's so much stuff going on. TNT's got the NBA playoffs, ESPN, ABC, they got the NFL draft. So the only available network would have been TBS.
We're on TBS tonight.
Right. And there's only 2 games, correct?
There's 4 games.
Oh.
But the Deuce has the other games.
ESPN Deuce?
ESPN2 has Maple Leafs, Senators at 7, Jets, Blues at 9:30. So that's what they got. Turn your speaker off.
Getting there, buddy.
I'm sorry.
It's Leroy. It's Leroy, Tommy. It's Leroy.
Leroy having technical issues.
His stomach
Tommy.
is growling.
Yeah.
No.
What do you got there? You got the sour gushers?
Yeah.
Are they better than the regular gushers?
Actually, I like them better. Actually.
Wait a minute. Why? Yeah, I didn't like the new
I never that.
the new vending machine. What's the
If you don't have
Skittles at?
check your drawers.
I know.
Hurry.
What is this new? So they don't have the selection they normally do.
They don't have no Twix. They don't got no Skittles. They don't got none of that. All the good stuff. They all of a sudden they put in like Gushers and all this like Reese's Pieces.
Is this a snack aisle?
What is this?
Crazy.
I really know, like I know, like all literally, like I see so many people, like. Why is there a kitchen in there? I just like no one's gonna bring ingredients. Why is there a stove? Like no one's gonna come all the way.
Oh no,
here
we
to
actually
start
have a pot
cooking.
roast every Friday.
We do?
I made that up.
Oh, I was about to say.
I knew that.
I was about to say.
Nobody's gonna cook. You know why? Because they just go in the refrigerator and take other people's stuff.
Are you still about that coffee?
We do have a lot of thievery around here. You want to get down on the case on that? See if you can find out who stole stuff. All right, so tonight Panthers put it on them, Leroy. Right? I mean, they really thumped the Lightning last game.
So I'm gonna ask you guys this as a fan. I know how Tobin thinks. Tobin, if you win the first game 6-2, that means you're gonna win the next one 7-1. Right? That's how he thinks.
No,
but
he can't think like that.
When your team wins big like that, are you nervous going into the second game because they are basically up against it?
Well,
I would imagine you're going to get a very desperate Lightning.
No, I
team,
know,
for sure.
but that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not nervous about that.
But if there's one sport, especially in the playoffs, that I don't get go crazy if a team loses home ice.
Hockey.
It's like
who cares?
You
It's
could
just 7
lose,
games.
right? You could be down 0-2 and then go to come to Amarin
Definitely.
Bank Arena and then win 2, and then you're like, what the hell just happened here? Now we got a 2-2 series where no team can win on their home ice.
There is a thing.
We just went through this up 3-0. So if there's anybody who should understand how a series goes,
and even
it
that
should
first
be South Florida fans.
that first game just went crazy where it got off the rails for the Panthers. I think for it's not that I think they should blow them out, but I do think that they're better than the Lightning. I do think that they're from top to bottom. Like I think they just got more, and I think the Lightning are very reliant on the power play. If the Panthers can play clean,
they can't. Are you kidding?
Well,
You haven't.
Kachuk.
Have you met your team?
I love them.
Right. What do you think they can play without ever clipping somebody or knocking somebody out?
Sometimes you got to send a message.
Right. It results in 2 minutes.
But
I will say this though, they win tonight.
It's over.
1:00 Saturday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
As Robbie would say, the old Happy Nooner.
Yep.
Happy Nooner, and then you get Ekblad back.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh, the building's gonna go nuts
that
for
building's
him.
gonna be
jumping for Ekblad.
crazy.
It's gonna go crazy. First Kachuk goal in the building would go crazy.
I think one of the most amazing things about this team is all of the guys who you're counting on, but some of the new guys have come out and balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, they got one guy that scored 2 goals.
Nate Schmidt.
I don't know who that is.
New intangible.
Right? Yeah, if he If he could
Bald and tangible.
If he walked through this hallway right now, I wouldn't know. I'm serious. I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I got you.
And so you not only there's a lot of teams in just sports in general. They have to rely on their stars, right? When you look at the Panthers, like Kachuk can go a game without scoring and they still dominate.
Jukebox says, "Wait, the Panthers game 3 is also at 1:00." Yes.
Yeah.
Not only that we have the same day as the Heat and Panthers, but they lined up every game. Every game the rest of the way should the Heat go the rest of the way is lined up.
Wait. The rest of the way, you mean till Tuesday?
Well, we don't know that. They can extend this series. They can extend this series
Wednesday.
No. They can make this thing. Hey, things are happening for the Heat. It's coming together. The series hasn't started yet.
Here's what I
Why?
wish.
Because the team hasn't won.
That's right.
I 100% wish that they could have had the whole crew for longer, so you would get a better idea with Jovic, Kalel, even Jaime, like how all these guys would be able to function together. It's unfortunate now, it's always, guess who's returning? Guess who's doing this? Guess who's doing that? So, like, you're starting to see guys come back and you're starting to see what it maybe would look like, but not consistently enough because they haven't played enough together.
Smitty, what's going on? Hello, Smitty. How are you?
Tobin, Leroy, how you guys doing out there?
What's happening?
Hey, first of all, you're talking candy. You got to get good and plenty and put it in the mic for about 20 seconds. Try it like that once.
There is no way you're under 50 years old.
No, I'm 62. I'm an old fart.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, you know why? So's your candy. Good and plenty? Do you know, Tommy, do you know what good and plenty is?
Have you ever heard of a good and plenty, Tommy?
What?
Have you ever heard of a good and plenty?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No shot.
No shot.
What?
Nope.
Because first of all, isn't it licorice?
He's 9, Smitty.
Yeah, it's licorice. So you make the licorice soft on the inside, and it's a lot easier to chew. But I haven't had it in years. But I remember when I was a kid, I used to warm it up like that.
You need to go get some new teeth.
Now it's tequila and it's nighttime for me.
So what do you got for us, Smitty?
Listen, first of all, real quick with the Heat, this is one series we could have used Kevin Love, the experience. I really thought we could have, but it is what it is. I wish we can get Paul Reese to come coach the Heat, because I honestly think that this has got to be one of the worst years I've seen Spoelstra coaching all year. He can't get the right lineup. He can't get the adjustments correctly. I've seen it all year, and I can count a good 10 games in my hand real quick that he has cost this team this year by not putting the right lineup or not changing guys or taking too long for a timeout or leaving this guy in when he's hot and then not putting this guy back in. I don't know what you guys think, but I really believe.
My only thing with him last night, Smitty, was the last 3 minutes when Spider was cooking. Yeah, I felt it was almost like he didn't want the good momentum to go away from the Heat because he thought it was going too good, keeping it close. But I think you could have settled everything down. He mentioned about bringing Wiggins back in. Like, I thought Wiggins stunk, but I also think that I think he rode Nico into the ground a little bit too much. First game like that. And he mentioned and he did say yesterday, he said, Nico played only 24 minutes. He goes, but in 24 minutes in playoff minutes, it might as well feel like 40.
Right. Especially your first game back.
Yeah, your first game back. And,
right.
He was playing balls to the wall. And you could just tell, like, he had no juice left at the end of the game. And I know Nico's not making an excuse for it. I'm making it for him because I love him. But, I agree with you that at that run, like, maybe there would have been a time where it's just like, hey, you something else to throw at Spider. Maybe bring in Wiggins. Can you go slow up Spider a little bit? I don't know. I don't know if anybody could have stopped. I really don't know if Thanos could have stopped Spider.
My go-to guy in those situations would be Davion.
Mm-hmm.
It just go foul out. But we need you to stop this guy.
All right, thank you, Schmitty. We'll take a break. It's draft night. Howard Tua is next. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory of the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Miami Dolphins, it is draft night. They pick number 13 tonight. I saw on ESPN, Leroy, they're saying the Broncos at 20 are fielding calls. Who's not fielding calls right now?
Yeah, you saw that? You saw that one.
Here's
the Broncos called the Dolphins for a trade to move up to 13 so that they can select the tight end from Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
People like him. But see, that's the thing. Everybody says it's a really good tight end draft.
It is.
It's a good tight end draft. It's like it's really good at the positions that aren't necessarily like the glamour positions. Fix your camera, Leroy. But yeah, people are saying that he's good, Leroy.
He's good.
He's good.
Well, and what gets lost is between him and Tyler Warren. Like the thing they have over OG's son and Jason Taylor's son, they're 260.
Sheesh.
And can run.
Moose.
These guys are like 235, 240. So they're more like
they're the legit
slot receivers.
Yeah, but dude, if you're 240 and you're 6'5", you're a big boy.
Not really. Not on the end of the line of scrimmage. If you think of, what teams want right now.
That need a block. Yeah.
You're talking about 260, 270.
That's
you're
more.
talking about Gronk.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. No, you're right.
So yeah, I think that's part of why, because I think it's either Jason or OG's kid ran a 4.5, 4.4.
Sheesh.
So it can run. But then what happens is when you start doing testing and you start working out for teams, they look at you and they want to see, okay, how crisp is this route running? Because if you run great routes, then we can almost use you as a glorified wide receiver, right? And go that route. But because you're only playing against linebackers and you just out athletic them, the technical aspect of it is not quite there. So I don't know what it is, but we were talking about OG and it's like, whoa, they're going to be, and now they're talking like third or fourth round, second or third round. I was like, wow, I didn't see this.
I'll tell you another thing that was interesting too is like all the Canes, and I'm just going based on like the end that, there's not many full mock drafts, but a lot of the Canes, they got them like 5th, 6th rounders. Like I'm talking the Restrepo's, the Martinez's, the Jalen Rivers of the world. And I'm like, man, all the talk, because I feel like those guys are better than that, but all the talk, because they had the number 1 offense in the league last year,
right?
In the country last year, and they're talking about all these guys like 6th rounders. I'm like, well, then which one is it? Because people are telling me Cam Ward's not that great a quarterback, right? Like he wouldn't be number 1. I know he's going number 1, but people are like, well, he would have been 6th last year. I'm trying to think like, wait a minute. So you're telling me this guy did this with basically all late round picks, put up those numbers, and you don't think the guy's like the truth? I don't really understand. It doesn't seem to compute. Like Shedeur Sanders, one thing, like you got the number 2 player on your, the number 2 draft pick, probably the number 1 player in the world on your team, where Cam Ward is playing with all these 5th, 6th rounds. So either people are really undervaluing the Canes guys, or it's just not computing with how they're looked upon Cam Ward as like, well, he's just the 1st overall guy because that's all they got.
So they need something to talk about.
I don't, like everybody has. So I would say this. Everybody has what they like and what they like from certain teams, right? So if I say to you, offensive line, what schools are you thinking of?
Wisconsin.
Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Right.
Just say Big Ten.
There was a point in time where if you said linebacker or tight end, it was the U.
Mm-hmm.
Still is.
So when you go a number of years without having any players, actually come out that, are highly rated players, then that tends to slow it down. But when you think about offensive line, when you think about running backs, the reason why people want running backs from the Big Ten or the SEC, because they know the level of competition that these guys are playing against.
I get it, but it wasn't the issue on offense last year. For the Canes, we all saw that was if that would have gotten in the playoffs, that was a playoff worthy offense. And I think the skill guys go with that.
The guys up front aren't up yet.
Rivers is.
And where they got him?
6th round?
I mean, they doing film.
Restrepo, 6th round?
Well, he ran a bad.
I know he ran a bad 40.
Okay, you can't get mad at the people.
He's a record holder, dude.
So what?
What do you mean, so what?
So what?
Tobin.
6th round?
Who's thrown for more yards in college football?
Ever? Was it Detmer? A Detmer? No.
Don't look at me like that.
It's some intangible.
Right. And where is he now? Coaching.
Intangible. What intangibles do? Coach.
Right.
Who was it?
I'm just saying.
You can't coach Hart.
Huh?
You can't coach Hart.
You can't. You can't coach speed either.
Dude, he's got hands. Hands for days. He's a football player.
Oh, dude, let me explain something.
Wait a minute. That's your theory?
Hey, you know what I do when he says dumb stuff like
-1.
Here's what I think. What would the team that Tobin drafted look like?
That's not fair.
Right?
That's not fair.
Whoa. Do we have time? Do we have time?
Because you want to see it.
Do we have time?
Well, who do I get to pick from?
Here.
What pick do we give him and what team? Oh, we give him the Dolphins and we move up the Dolphins a little bit?
I'm being responsible with the Dolphins this year.
You know what, Tobin?
No,
you are the
because-
Dolphins. We give you the
because,
Dolphins. We give him the Dolphins, but he has the 13th pick. I just want to see what would Tobin do, because guess what? They know there's players that Tobin would want that's gonna go high, so he's gonna make a crazy trade.
You know what
He's gonna do a crazy trade.
He's a reacher.
Yes.
I'm not a reacher.
Jack Reacher.
I'm not Jack Reacher. I'm telling you.
When it comes to the draft, Jack Reacher. You know why? Because if you like somebody,
You don't think Xavier Restrepo can play in the league?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking you.
RVA Richie
I don't
got you.
know.
RVA Richie said they missed a stat. Gooseies wasn't measured. Restrepo would be a blue chip. That would be Tobin.
This
Right.
dude he came up with such stones catches.
Yes,
last year.
so did
hands for days, dude.
So did everybody in the draft.
No, not like this.
Wait. Imagine. Think about this. Think about. We firsthand witnessed what little OG could do, and what Jason Taylor's son could do.
Sure.
And look at where they're projected.
They're like second, third.
Right. Now, in the NFL, how you think they're viewing those two guys over Restrepo, little white, slow white
Respectfully,
receiver, slot receiver?
Respectfully.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking about the Miami Hurricanes, all-time leading receiver.
So what?
Dude, come on.
Where's your all-time leading rusher?
Time out.
Where's your all-time
Dude,
leading
Johnson,
rusher?
he had a cup of coffee.
Let me ask you
Yeah,
a question.
a cup of coffee.
He had a cup of coffee.
So
Not even a
what
coffee.
does
He was
that
around.
mean?
He was around.
What does that mean?
He had a cup of Propel water.
Wait.
That's what he had. Okay, now listen.
The leading rusher in Michigan history.
Who's that?
I think it's Jamie Morris.
Okay.
Close.
Oh,
There-
is it Hart?
it changed. Like, it's Hart now. It might be Hart.
Yeah, he didn't go nowhere.
Where is he?
I think he's the running back coach for
Right.
Michigan.
Oh.
I think I might be 137th on the list of running backs.
Legend. And you're more of a legend.
And guess what that meant?
Come on.
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you talking about? This isn't like the early 2000s where you had a whole stable of running backs that went first round. This is not when all the receivers were coming out, all of the athletes. This isn't that.
Yeah, the way
What you bring to the table. They say, okay, everybody, I want everybody to bring their best players and present them to the NFL. Look at Michigan. Look at they got 2 or 3 guys going the first round. You go to Alabama. You go to all these other teams.
But that's my point.
And
But
here's what you're bringing.
But
Cam Ward and Restrepo?
No, but
Restrepo was great.
Here's the thing.
He was his favorite.
Elijah,
I get it. Elijah Arroyo's going to go. He's going to be the second Kane taken, right? He's got the measurables. All right. He looks like a stud.
He's good.
He is good.
Who?
He is Elijah Arroyo.
Yes.
Canes last year, right? But the guy that you need with the stones on the line, Restrepo, dude.
Can I just tell you, grit and stones get drafted in the 5th and 6th round.
I don't like that though. I don't like that.
Hey, grit. You know what they want to see to go in the 1st and 2nd and 3rd round?
Speed.
Speed.
Your boy What was Van Ginkel? Was he 5th?
Yeah.
Stones.
Okay. Yeah.
Motor.
And guess what? Those guys have to be put in the right position or selected by the right team to utilize those grits and stones for them to be effective.
Dude,
here's the thing. No, because the way you're talking to
like he said those grits and stones.
The grit and stones.
What we eat with them grits?
You know, well, grit and stones. I don't know. But here's the thing. You're talking, Leroy answered it. Because those guys played in the Big Ten and the SEC, where all these scouts and evaluators think that if you can succeed in those conferences, you can play in the next level. That's the thinking. And the way you're going, Toby, you're acting like he's the greatest receiver to come out of UM's
He's not the greatest, but he's one of the greatest receivers.
Wait. Don't
it's not debatable.
Numbers with talent, because Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson has the most rushing yards, and Restrepo has the most receiving yards because they played the most. These other great players that came here were 1 year, 2 year, and done.
But I don't look at him as a compiler. Like, it's not like he was just out there compiling. Like, he was
okay.
He was a game breaker for the Canes.
I can go.
I understand.
Just off I'm not a Canes fan, right? You know, I've gone to games and I had season tickets, but I'm saying, as far as, you know, I'm a Michigan fan.
Mm-hmm.
But just off the top of my head, I could go 5 receivers before I would even think about.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Cam Ward would have been 6th quarterback taken last year.
Yep.
He led the country in everything.
Yep.
And his number 1 receiver is barely an NFL draftee.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
Dim's the break.
How does that make sense, though?
That's how it works.
It doesn't make sense.
That's how it works.
But it doesn't make sense. You understand the illogic of that?
I give you another perfect example.
You're telling me he basically took a bunch of dudes
here
as far as he did.
I give you a perfect example. Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss. Everybody said, is it Dante or it's Randy? Is it Dante or it's Randy? Who'd they keep?
They kept Randy. No, they kept Dante.
They kept Dante. Quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, no, dude, what are you doing?
Just a 40? We're killing him over a 40?
Yes!
He had a bad hammy.
You know why?
He had a bad hammy.
You know why? Because 4-6, you know, this is how you look getting off the line of scrimmage. Somebody put.
I think it was a 4.8.
Huh?
I think it was a 4.8.
You know what? You know.
Wait, he ran a 4.8.
Wait,
he had a bad hammy.
Hey, Vlad. You know what they're gonna be singing in the first film study after the first practice?
Mm-hmm.
Him dealing with athletes on the other side of the ball. Jam.
Oh,
jam.
Whatever happened to it's that's track stuff. That's not a football player. He's a football player. Whatever happened to that?
That don't look like football speed.
Can I just tell you something?
What?
Normally, I would say certain measurables don't matter, right? Some of the greatest receivers to ever play the game, some of the greatest running backs to ever play the game weren't known as burners. Jerry Rice was not a burner, okay? And so, but they also had size, they were very technical, they had other attributes that made them successful over the course of their career. And they played on the outside. All right? If you're going to play in the slot, you got to be quick as a water bug. You got to have some acceleration, because now all these guys do is run crossing routes to be able to separate. And when you watch that and then you say, oh, we might consider this guy, and then he runs a 4.8.
Bad hammy.
Dude,
Some people are scared to run the 40.
can I just say this?
No stones for participation?
I pulled my hammy on my workout.
Mhm.
Still ran 4.6.
All right, maybe it was a worse tear.
No.
Or a pull.
I have a hole in my leg, dude.
I know.
They said Restrepo's as slow as Tobin's metabolism.
Damn you, Schmeathan.
But I'm just like, why? Like, there's certain things that speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
With Restrepo, his ability to make plays, his ability to catch the ball, all these things are great.
Caught a ball from his ass.
But let me put this caveat in there. How many guys did he play against are playing on Sunday?
I don't know. It's not like he plays in the Sun Belt.
The ACC?
What? Isn't their quarterback, the Louisville quarterback might go in the top 15?
Who?
Shaw. I don't know. Tyler Shaw, I think it's how you say it. I don't know how to say it.
It's Shaw.
Shaw. Tangibles.
Yeah, but he got a hose.
Whatever. He's like 60.
But there's something, again, if I draft him, there is something I can hang my hat on. What can I hang my hat on with Restrepo?
Hands.
I mean, hands don't matter if your ass ain't never getting
He's
open.
going to get out. He's going to get open.
You're making an assumption. Are you ready to make an assumption with a franchise?
For this fourth round?
Are you ready to make that assumption? Here.
I would love if Xavier Restrepo was on the Dolphins.
The other thing about Cam Ward is this.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, there are going to be teams that reach or go out of their way to get a quarterback because they need one, right? He is the best of this class. It doesn't mean that if he was in another draft, he'd still be the top pick. It just means that this year, he is by far the best that's available at that position. Sometimes they don't work out. Sometimes the best available player at that position isn't any good. I mean, think about this. I was the 10th or 11th running back taken. And of all those guys drafted before me, there was only one that played longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that was? Emmitt Smith. That's it. So, like, yeah, everybody always said about that. Oh, this guy's this guy's that, this guy's this. Cleveland said, but nobody can tackle him. That's what we want on our team.
16 yards of reception last year, Leroy.
That's great. That's great. Name one other NFL player he played against, across from.
I don't know. What are you doing to me?
I'm just telling you.
What are you doing to me?
That's how they look at these things.
That Ted McMillan, he played in what? The Pac, whatever the hell they play in now. Where does Arizona play?
Big 12.
They play in the Big 12? What the hell is the Big 12 these days?
An offensive.
A great conference
that
produces a lot of talent.
Yeah.
The Big 12, where everybody's hightailing it out of there?
Hey, man, the Heisman Trophy winner was there.
He averaged more yards per catch than McMillan. McMillan might go top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go. Oh, okay. What is his?
Why?
40?
Just because
Wait.
I don't want to know what his 40 is.
Got him.
You don't need to talk about that.
No. What was his 40?
Faster than 4.8.
What was his 40?
I don't need to talk about
No. What was his 40?
I know his 40. I'll tell you. It was. You want to know?
I know what it is.
What is it?
Say it.
4.4.
Yeah.
4.4.
4.45.
4.45. Which, do you know in 40 yards how far 4.4 is from 4.8?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
He had a bad hammy.
That's damn near beating another man by 5 to 10 yards.
He had a bad hamstring.
40 yards.
Wow, that 0.4 seconds.
0.4, 0.5. Yes. Dude, think about this. When they run 100 and they this far away,
Mm-hmm.
that's like hundreds.
You're right. Yeah.
So imagine if that was a tenth of a second. There's a measurement you can. Are you kidding me?
And he's 6'5", too.
And he's 6'5".
I understand.
He's not a garden gnome.
Listen, that's not true. He's 5'10".
Who,
Okay.
McMillan?
No, Xavier.
Oh, that's
not. It's not 5'5".
It's Nomi.
It's a guard gnome when you run 4'8".
It's Nomi.
That's not.
If
science.
listen, Tyreek Hill's 5'7", 5'8",
I think he's like 5'9".
5'9", but he runs a 4-0. Like, what are you doing?
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Want to let you guys know about Whiskey Stars and Cigars, which is back at you on May 9th, Friday, May 9th. If you guys want to come join us at Tabacon at Plantation Walk to talk sports unfiltered with the WQM on-air staff, enjoy a whiskey and a cigar from Drew Estate, you guys can do so. It's free, but space is limited. You guys have to RSVP. WQAM.com is how you guys can do that. So check that on out. We'd love to have you come join us at the event. We had a great time last time it was there. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Automall, your 2024 Dealer of the Year. 22 acres of new and pre-owned Chevys, Cadillacs, and Buicks. Visit them online, edmoresawgrass.com. Tommy, he's Tobin is here today. We were watching during the break
Brandon.
switching the Leroy bit on me?
Can I?
Yeah, actually, I don't know where he is. So if you want to do Lee, go ahead.
Leroy.
Where is he? He's hobnobbing again. I don't know where he went. I don't know where Leroy is. That's a good question. But we were watching during the break. We were watching an iguana eat bugs because you were wondering if iguanas eat ants.
Yeah.
What do you like? Would you want, like, you had a pet iguana? Would you feed it bugs?
Probably plants because it says they eat plants more.
I had a pet iguana. His name was Spike, and
That's a lie. You never had a
I
pet
swear to
iguana.
God, I had a pet iguana.
I don't believe
Your son is calling you
swear
out.
to God, I had.
You a capo.
When I was your, I'm telling you right now. Look at me. Look at me.
Val, back me up here. Do you think Brendan had a pet iguana?
All right, refer to me as dad. And second of all, I did have a pet iguana. His name was Spike.
I don't believe you.
I will call up.
Literally, go call your mom.
I will.
Go call grandma.
Well, it was with grandma. It was Grandpa Mike. We had we had an iguana. His name was Spike.
Then go ask him.
I will. I'll call during the break. We can call him and you can ask him about Spike. I swear to God. But we fed him kiwis. I did have a pet chinchilla though. You've asked Grandma about that.
Yes. You have
His
a
name was
pet
Wiggles.
chinchilla, but I don't believe you about the iguana.
I swear to God.
I do not believe you in that.
I had a pet iguana. You were yesterday at a kangaroo farm, or 2 days ago you were at a kangaroo farm?
Leroy's here.
Yo,
Hey, Leroy, you're late again.
Schmeathan is hitting nails.
Hey, Leroy, it's time for it. It's hey, Leroy.
Leroy.
He doesn't believe that I had a pet iguana as a child.
Did he
Leroy.
have a pet iguana?
Hold on, Leroy.
Do you believe that he had a pet iguana?
Leroy, I got to give you everything from what you've
Do
missed.
you?
I know he plays with him.
First of all,
Do you try to catch him too, Tommy?
Yeah.
Leroy.
Yeah, but I
No.
always mess up.
Leroy. Tommy
Hey,
Tommy called his daddy by his first name. The way Darius, like Schmeathan said, Darius Garland called out Tyler
He
Herro.
did. What was his name? What'd you say his name was?
Who?
The pet iguana. He said had
His name was Spike.
Spike. Yeah, he just said he had one.
Well, Tommy doesn't believe him.
You guys are just
Why would I make that up?
No.
You're backing him
He's always told the story about pet iguana.
Why would I make that up?
He said he don't believe you. You need more people.
because it's weird. And first of all, why
Would
would
you-
you have? Why would you want a filthy iguana in the house?
Well, he wasn't filthy. He was lovely, and he had
Why
his
you
own.
cleaned him?
He had
Did
his
you
own.
put, did you put chain on him or something?
No,
You washed him?
but the
You
reason I
bathed
had
him?
to get rid of him, or my dad got rid of him, is because
Because he's not real.
It's real,
You had an
dude.
imaginary.
I swear to God.
Your
Tommy,
imaginary friend.
Tommy.
Oh my God. All right, get out of here, you. We gotta do a commercial, but I don't like that you don't believe me. You usually always believe me.
I don't believe you, Brandon.
That's a lie. First of all,
Called his dad Brandon. That was funny.
I never believe you. I'm superstitious.
What? You mean
What?
skeptical?
Yes,
All right.
about you.
Oh,
Whoa! I don't like the way this is going, huh?
Yeah.
Leroy, we when you need your dry cleaning taken care of, who was the person to go to on that?
I'm going to A&T Dry Cleaners, and I'm calling Ira at 954-610-9383.
Oh, he is the best, and he's going to take care of our audience. You know, Ara, he wants to take care of the Silly Sauce crew. So if you guys go into A&T Dry Cleaners and you mention Tobin and Leroy, you're going to get 25% off your order. And they're going to take care of everything for you, all right? If you need a same-day sewing situation, you got some kind of emergency, they got a seamstress on site, they can take care of that for you. You're too busy to get on over to the location, They will pick up your order. They will drop it off, Leroy. Got a lot of big-time events around the spring. It is prom season. Graduation. You want your cap and gown steamed, looking nice for the time you make that walk. Hey, listen, it took you 4 years or whatever it took you to get there across the stage. You want to be looking right on graduation day.
Weddings. You know that tux don't fit no more. Go let Ara take care of it.
That's right. So go on over there to A&T Dry Cleaners. They serve all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beach counties. The number, 954-610-9383. That's 954-610-9383. 40-plus years, family-owned and run. A&T Dry Cleaners. Once you guys use A&T Dry Cleaners, you'll never want to launder your own clothes again. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to the mixed bag. So there's a story out there today, Leroy, in regards to Jalen Ramsey, who, of course, the Dolphins and him, they don't want to be together anymore.
Why?
Well, according to Armando Salguero, of course, a longtime Miami Dolphins columnist, he's saying that the original reason that he's on the market in the first place is because the Dolphins asked him to take a pay cut.
Oh, I can see that.
This is what his blurb is from Outkick.com. It says, the Dolphins made it very clear last week they're trying to trade Jalen Ramsey. They leaked it they leaked it first, and hours later, Chris Greer confirmed it. And between the Dolphins and Ramsey's camp, the teams that have been contacted are most of the league. Ramsey wants to be on a winner. The Dolphins have talked to the Rams, Falcons, Lions, Commanders, Eagles, and others. The problem here is not draft compensation. If Ramsey is traded, he may go for a fifth or thereabouts. The issue is the $25.2 million Miami would have to swallow in dead cap if the trade happens before June 1st. So any team wanting to make the trade now may be asked to provide the Dolphins with some cap relief on that number. A post-June 1st trade would result in nearly $10 million in cap savings for the Dolphins, but obviously finding a trade partner may be tougher than doing it now because obviously it's post-draft. One way the trade doesn't happen at all, Ramsey takes a pay cut from Miami, one NFL source said. It's the reason that he's on the market in the first place, which is odd because the Dolphins game may raise just prior to last season.
Right.
So we are here because they tried to do the old Liam Neeson pay cut. No.
I think the problem here is they probably should have did this last year and not given him an extension if that's the route they were going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't come back a year later and ask him to take a pay cut. There's certain guys you can do that with.
They did it with Chubb. Chubb was hurt, though.
Chubb was hurt. Chubb lucky
Jalen
to
Ramsey,
get any check.
Jalen Ramsey.
No, seriously.
I got you.
The way football works now, right? Soon as you get hurt after signing a big contract and you don't give us nothing, you got to give some of that back. Because we had to go out and spend money to replace you. It is pretty amazing they're doing this with a guy who played.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially a guy who, does not like. I know no player wants his money taken care of, but not
they don't remember his history.
Not everybody showed
Didn't
up.
he drive up with a Brinks truck?
Sure did.
Okay.
Sure did.
So I would say this. The problem is not that they gave him the money. Okay. I can understand that. Sometimes you do stuff like that to create more cap space, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You give a guy an extension, give him more money up front, and it stretches it out. So you get a couple of 2, 3, 4 million here and there. However, I would say you have to be able to see in the future how this could possibly play out in the future. Knowing that if I give Jalen Ramsey an extension, I'm basically saying he's going to be with us for a couple of years.
Right.
Because I know the Jalen Ramsey situation. I'm not mad at him. You just are aware of who you're dealing with. The fact that they would even suggest to him that we are going to come back after a year later. You set yourself up for this.
Yeah, it ain't even kick in yet.
Right.
It's going to kick in this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, then the season the new calendar year was last month. Damn.
You have a lot of situations on this team where financially and contractually, you have put yourself in a bunch of no-win situations. right? And this is the cost of doing business with veterans.
Well, the interesting thing too is they went to this because look, the Dolphins are kind of up it with not having a ways to create too much flexibility. The one the way that they could that they're definitely not doing because I think they're scared to is to adjust to his contract. They don't want to do that because they don't want to be tied to him longer. Or at least they're scared to be because obviously he gets hurt. He got hurt last year, and it was the thing that those who said not to pay him were scared of. And so now it seems like the Dolphins are not pulling that grenade to make them have more cap space.
Right.
So the only other place you can go to are to go to veterans and be like,
Right.
And Jalen Ramsey's like,
no, he has every right to do that.
I didn't miss no games.
Right. You listen. A team can go to a player and demand anything as far as that contract is concerned. You can say no. And the ramifications of that are we're going to trade you or cut you, and you're still going to get some of that money anyway.
Yeah, but you think like Ramsey stupid? He's like, okay, where are you going to trade me to? Like, it's not easy to move a $25 million hit to anybody.
Right.
And so you're going to take that hit and you need to get cap relief. Like that's what you're going to get in the fifth rounder.
Right.
So I don't know, man.
But again, my issue with all of this is not that the Dolphins are trying to do what they're trying to do or Jalen Ramsey is doing what he's doing. The problem is you have too many situations like this that you put yourself in without having a successful team, right? These are situations that present themselves for Super Bowl champs, for people that make extended runs in the playoffs. You pay these guys, you start winning, right? Then you have some young guys going, and then you try to work something out because you know the guy wants to be on a winner.
So then you hated what Chris said last week when posed that question, and he was like, those guys earn the extensions.
Mm-hmm.
But then if
they didn't earn it,
but if they earned it, how you starting to take their money away from them? Like that's the craziness.
But at some point, you can't give in to the complaining about contracts, right?
You can't, but
what has happened is, and the way I look at it is, I lost Van Ginkel and Christian Wilkins for two veterans, and now you're trying to get some of that money back, which I would have rather had Christian Wilkins for the long term, had Van Ginkel for the long term, right? And that $30 million you spend a year.
The Ramsey one was always the strange one, though, because, like, respectfully to Jalen Ramsey, like, he missed a quarter of the season the year beforehand. Like, Tyreek Hill having to get a new deal, I understand. He broke the franchise record. He was the number one player in the NFL. I think, Tyreek Hill getting a bump, okay. Especially you're gonna pay Jalen Waddle. You didn't want any wide receiver drama,
right?
Ramsey did come early though from a significant injury.
I get you.
And he played well.
He played well, but he still was on the first year. Just got traded here, and he just got back.
Here's the other thing, and let me explain this to you. A lot of times these guys get traded because the other team won't pay them. And then you go to the new team and they say, we'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it right now. So there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of that wink, wink. That you have to honor, so let's not just totally just, say, oh, he went and asked for money.
I'm not blaming Jalen Ramsey for getting more money. Like, look, this league is cutthroat. Get your money when you can get your money. It's
Absolutely.
Just out of the situations of everybody they paid last year, he was the least obvious of like why you had to sweeten the pot on him was a little bit like, I know he was less public about it than other guys were, and certainly everybody was less public than the Tua mess with last year's negotiations. Mm-hmm. But that one to me, I was just like, all right, well, it's not like it was his greatest year ever. Like Tyreek Hill had the best year of his career.
Right.
I understand wanting to get you're going to get, especially when the other wide receiver is about to get paid.
I just think that this is self-inflicted wounds, right? You paid out a boatload of money for a handful of players that were either hurt or the team didn't benefit from for whatever reason, right? And now you're trying to take those same egos, bring them to a room and say, give me some money back because we haven't been as good. And I would say that this is kind of what you signed up for when you did this, and you got to deal with it. Because me personally, at some point, you have to have young talent on your team. It does one of two things. Every single player you have on your team, because they're a vet, is asking you for more money.
Yep.
That can't be good. You got to have some cheap labor. You have to.
We'll take a.
That was very that's very 45 of you.
That's what it
You
is.
have to have cheap labor.
That's what it is.
Take a break. Back after this. Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Oh, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE. All right, dude. You this hung up on who won the 1994 Super Bowl?
Yeah, because he's trying to say
I got the years mixed up.
Yeah.
Who won the next year?
I told you. I was right.
Yeah. All right. It is partly cloudy. Winds are coming out of the east. As you can notice, the plane taking off from my right to left. Looking at a couple of trees, getting a feel for it. Looking at this guy digging for oil. Is that an oil thing right there? It looks like he's digging for oil. I would say it's about 83 degrees. Maybe a little bit cooler because it felt cooler this morning.
Like, what is this, land man?
And I would say that wind's coming in at about 10, 15 miles an hour. Other than that, let me look out west.
Looks like a lovely day.
It looks like a lovely day, a little breezy, but other than that, and Jerry Jones over here digging for oil.
Indian Jones.
Right.
It is 81 degrees.
All right.
Let me see, 94.
It is 81 degrees. The wind is blowing east to west, 13 miles per hour.
Very impressive.
This guy's good.
He's good. He's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen.
Just eyeballing it, Tommy.
Just eyeballing it, dude. What'd you think?
Eyeballing it.
That's like Leroy's superpower. He can just look and tell the weather. But like the temperature and the wind, too.
5 seconds later, there's a tornado hit.
You're very skeptical of all of our abilities today. And you're also
You're also really skeptical. I can also skeptical you. I can't say it.
It's all right.
Don't worry, your dad has problems.
The English, okay, anomaly. Don't act like the English language has never kicked your ass. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose one with 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Panthers back on the ice tonight. Game 2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Early puck drop tonight, 6:30. 6 o'clock Panthers preview right here on 560 WQM. Are you confident the Panthers beat the Lightning tonight, Tommy?
Yes. Yes, very.
You went to, which game did we went to them versus Utah, right?
Yeah.
That was the game we went to in overtime. The winner. Did you have a good time that time?
Yeah.
Now, were you happy because last Panthers game we had you on, you got mad at me because I didn't get you the Stanley C. Panther on time. Was this Panthers game the best Panthers game you had been to?
No.
What do you mean? We had like a luxury suite. Remember you got the free tacos?
I bet you will probably see better.
All right. Well, it wasn't overtime winner. That was Martian's first game. He had the assist.
Best game I've seen, Panthers win Stanley Cup. Best game.
I agree. That was the best. That was the best game. You confident they can repeat this year? They could do it again?
Yes, as long as they keep what they're doing up. No.
We-
If they did what they did last year, they could do it. They keep up what they're doing and do what they did last year. Do like an even. They'll probably win it again.
Huh? Appreciate it. I think he's good hockey analysis.
I love the fact that I'm seeing the future.
Yep.
Like I've seen, like it's just good to see.
Well, if they don't lose, then it's not a true loss if they don't lose, right?
Tommy, I can't wait to see you in 20
No.
years behind the mic.
Exactly. Dude.
Older.
This is my mind during a hockey game. WW. Win 1.
That's not what the number
well,
win.
that is your son.
Well, if as the number 1 or win like we won.
Win 1.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's like him.
Hey,
kept it in bounds.
we have to go to the replay. replay.
It's like him and her. It's his
Replay
him.
what?
It's like his and him.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey,
Marlins are off today. They dropped their series finale to the Reds 5-2.
still series win.
Sandy went 6 innings, gave up 3. Decent. Not quite all the way back for the Sandman, but decent.
That ain't Sandy.
Sandman?
3 runs.
That's a Spider-Man villain.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Sandman
Batman.
is the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Wait,
Spider-Man.
Sandman? I thought that was Batman.
Sandman's a
No.
Spider-Man.
What does he do?
Turns out he's like
Sand.
sand. Like
Oh.
Sandman. It's self-explanatory.
No, I don't
the
understand.
giant guy, the guy you can make himself like turn like the size of Godzilla to just with sand.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, actually, I didn't know that. Does he throw sand bricks? Isn't
Yeah,
that-
he does
He does
that.
everything with sand.
Make you go to,
Hey!
well, I thought the Sandman makes you go to sleep. Mr. Sandman. Bring me a dream. Boom, boom, boom.
What are you talking
That's
about?
a song.
It's a song, Tommy.
That's a song.
It's a
You
song,
are
but
crazy.
first of all, no
Someone
time.
give this guy a therapist, like immediately. What's a therapist?
Hey, look
If
at
we
me.
have a sponsor, you really need. The next
We don't have a
sponsor we
sponsor.
need.
There's no sponsor of therapists. Like, who do you want?
If there is a sponsor of therapist, that's exactly.
I'm telling you
what
right now.
we
Look at
need.
me right now. The Sandman is the thing. Like, he puts you to sleep. That's definitely not. I'm not.
But
making
not
that up
Sandman
out of
from Spider-Man.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not into the comics as much as you guys are.
What?
Yeah. I'm taking it to the comic book store downstairs though.
You're not a Marvel guy?
I like the movies, but I'm not like you. You're like a diehard. You love comic book movies. I like comic book movies.
There's another movie coming out about a new superhero. I think it's about
You know what? Every now and then, just to put something out there, like, look, nothing against my Latino friends.
Oh,
Blue Beetle.
I like Blue Beetle.
I like Blue Beetle too. I liked it.
It was enjoyable. Don't sip your coffee in disagreement and disgust. Panthers. I mean,
Disappointment.
the Marlins will be back at it tomorrow.
Why can't Black Lightning get a movie?
Who is Black Lightning?
See, exactly.
I know. Like he's only been in the comics.
It's Black Lightning is DC though.
Yeah, he's DC.
DC, yeah. He has a show though.
The Marlins will be back at it tomorrow against the Mariners. Late night with the Fish, 9:40 there in Seattle. Not for you?
No. What am I doing tomorrow? Oh no, I'm going.
Are you going to celebrate your anniversary?
Yeah.
Anniversary. It's Big Spoon.
Yeah.
The NFL draft is tonight. Cam Ward expected to be the number 1 overall pick by the Tennessee Titans. Warren Moon. Play with Warren Moon, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna say this. This is not. He threw the best spiral I have ever seen.
Really?
A quarterback throw.
That's awesome.
He threw. Go look at film of this guy. He never threw a wobbly pass.
No flutters?
No.
He says he has not decided.
He's in the Hall of Fame in 2 leagues.
He is. He also has his number retired by the Titans, but even though he's technically
New Orleans.
Right.
And Washington.
And he is saying he's going to consider giving number 1 to Cam Ward. He will consider unretiring for Cam Ward. He has not decided yet, but he is considering it. I don't know what that means.
Let me explain something to you. The player makes the number. The number don't make the player. And if Cam Ward put on number 1, you know what everybody's going to say? That's Warren Moon's number. So, in effect, it celebrates him more because you know who wore that. And it's in Tennessee.
Which he didn't
Guess
play
what?
For.
You know what's crazy? When we moved to Baltimore, nobody still wore 32.
Really?
Yeah.
Have they still got that?
Huh?
I don't know. They have, but there was a time where
It's
the Browns got their history back.
Yeah, but still.
But here's the thing: the Tennessee Titans.
Still.
It's a little bit weird that they retired that number, right?
1?
Yeah, just because.
Well,
he played in
they were
Houston.
the Oilers.
Yeah, but he played in Houston.
The whole franchise.
I know, but the franchise.
It's a little weird.
No, it's not.
They're a
okay. So you're saying
the
the Houston Texans should retire it?
Yes,
it's a different franchise.
But it makes more sense, doesn't it? Like
no,
kids in Houston
because when it was happening, no, it didn't. Like, guess what? The Houston Texans would never wear the throwback Houston jerseys, but the Tennessee Titans do,
which I kind of find strange.
It's the franchise.
I know, but isn't it a little weird?
Well, no. Okay, this is a good story because I like this topic. Let's take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
The Seattle Sonics have great players.
Yep.
But they can't retire those numbers in OKC.
But if the Sonics come back, I imagine they're going to pull a Browns,
right?
Where they're going to give them their history back,
right? But if they don't, then what do you do with the great Gary Payton, who's a Hall of Famer, but his number's retired? The franchise moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City.
But here's the deal.
But he never played for them.
Here's the deal. There is only one person that can be retired in OKC.
KD and Russ.
KD. No, just KD.
What do you mean? No.
KD was drafted by Seattle.
So was Russ.
Oh, so both.
Westbrook was too?
He was. I don't think he played for him though. I think
He
they
didn't
moved,
play
they
for
moved
him.
the same year.
But he was drafted by Seattle.
But he actually played in Seattle.
He played 1 year in Seattle.
Yeah.
So we're gonna retire somebody for 1 year in Seattle?
No.
I wonder if he is going to be.
He
retired
played
by
most of his years in OKC.
Right.
He could get retired in OKC.
They pulled a Riley with him. They team pettied his number right after he left
and gave it out.
In sports, I know.
No, it's actually a cool thing.
Yeah, it is a cool thing.
It's a cool thing. Trying to
talking
figure out
if you're allowed to wear a number, right?
Okay.
Like you know how big the number is, like Messi with 10, right? Like that, how everybody's big with that. So like if somebody else wanted to wear his number and he retired, would they let him do it? I don't know. Stop fidgeting with the mic, by the way. Stop touching it.
So that is like, so I knew this to be true. When we moved to Baltimore,
no one was wearing 32.
Nobody was wearing 32. Nobody was wearing 82.
Because this was the thing with people tried to do this with Tua and Marino, and I thought it was stupid. I'm like, pick a new number. But it's still the Dolphins. He didn't move.
Right. No, but
they didn't move. Like the Dolphins were the Dolphins. Everybody knows Dan Marino's 13.
But it was
if anybody for the Heat ever wanted to wear 3, I'd be like, kick rocks. That's Dwayne Wade's number. Don't wear another number.
It would have been the
Warren Moon.
You want to
Has anybody
piss?
worn 6?
Would you listen? You know, everybody was already mad that we left. You want to piss them off even more?
Give him Jim Brown's number. Oh yeah.
Right.
We'll take a break.
They didn't even do it for Ozzy.
Really?
Right. Nobody wore Ozzy's number. He was in the organization.
We'll take a break. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Got another pair of 4-day passes to give away.
I want to kiss myself.
To Rockville.
Rockville. When we doing that?
I don't know. When do you want to do that? We'll give that away next hour.
Yeah.
Next hour, we'll give
Tommy
away
picks the number.
a pair of 4-day general admission tickets to Rockville. If you guys want to go, it is going to be at Daytona International Speedway, May 15th to the 18th. And we will give those away. If you guys want details, keep on listening, and we'll give away that Green Day, Linkin Park, Korn. Don't have a fake band. Shine Down. They're all going to be there. And you guys can win those tickets.
I figure after
to
yesterday,
Rockville.
After yesterday's conversation in the show, that we would have a fake Rockville name.
Yeah. Twisted Testicle.
Oh man.
That
was the name of the hour.
Was it on the podcast?
That was the title.
I gotta go check that out.
I called it Twisted Euro Step Testicles.
Well, that was kind of the ending of the Heat game last night with Nico's last 2 minutes.
You know what made it bad? I felt so bad for Nico because you could tell, like, when he
was
missed
exhausted.
Not only was he exhausted, but he could tell, I made a mistake.
He had look. He had those clean looks. I'm confident with him shooting those looks. It's
You know what's crazy? And when I watch sports, I could see it because I felt it. One, sometime when you're not as talented as the guy across from you, you foul. In football, you hold, right? It's just the general, but people always assume you're good as the guy across from you. And when you're tired, things don't work. And it's hard. Like, you have no lift if you're shooting a basketball. Sometimes you get so exhausted from running 2 minutes, it gets down to the end and you can't think. You forget. The quarterback says a play you can't hear. Like, it's just, people don't realize how much it affects what you do and how you do it and how you perform, just being exhausted.
It was he was important and vital to them getting there. It was just a tough way to go at the end. And I appreciate him taking blame for the loss. I don't think he deserves blame for the loss. Especially just knowing the circumstances of that playing time. If Nico was in the rotation, okay. I'll be a little harsher on him, but his first real playing time since the end of February, I'm not going to let him do that.
25 minutes in his first game, he gives you 11-8. Come on, man. Can't be mad at that.
I can't be mad at him. And I appreciate him having that kind of accountability. But, I think if you're going to put it on him, because I think a lot of the Heat players did play good. And Bam, for whatever reason, Bam didn't play a good game. But he really played a soft game up until the middle of the third quarter. Like, he dove for a loose ball. It's almost like it woke him up.
Right.
Because I'm like, how did you get lulled into shooting 7 fadeaway threes? Like, what are you doing, dude?
Well, give him a little bit of break for this reason, right? He ended up with the ball a lot with 1 or 2 seconds
That's
left
fair
in the shot clock. So while he shot a couple of them where he was open, a lot of his shots came with 2 seconds on the shot clock because there was no movement on the offensive end. And they were all huddled on one side of the floor. Stuff like that. So from that standpoint, yes, I could see how.
Tonight in the NBA playoffs, you got Knicks Pistons. Nervous? Vlad, how you feeling? How you feeling right now? What's your confidence level?
Still confident. Very confident.
Still confident. You going that game? You know what? This is a curious one because you guys, your Knicks, you guys have infested arenas like roaches, respectfully.
Right.
Like Philly, I never thought I'd ever see a building get taken over in Philly by New York.
We do that.
That was
it's just a train ride.
Yeah. I understand, but it's Philly. Like Philly's supposed
Philly's a hardcore.
Philly's supposed to be hardcore.
Everybody says that, and then when you see the situations, I realize this. You can be as hardcore as you want. If somebody offer you twice the value of your ticket, you become softcore.
Hardcore for my couch.
Right.
But Detroit, like this is the best Pistons team in a long time. I wonder what that building's going to be like. But If it was any other team, I'd imagine it would be rocking. But I know the Knicks fans can kind of.
They did some. Now we could. Yeah, they did some nastiness. They basically like as if New Yorkers can't hustle. Like we don't know how to.
Oh, they did the old blocky on
the old
Ticketmaster?
Only people that are allowed to get tickets are from Michigan or Northern Ontario.
You know who did that? Minnesota did that with Green Bay. Because
Vikings, Packers.
We played the Packers a few times, and there was more Packers fans than
Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when Red McCombs took over, he did that. Basically, he did something like he bought all the tickets and then resold them.
Like at the box office?
Yeah. Like so.
Well, yeah. Well,
I feel like
they're trying to do that with the Knicks right now. They just said only Michigan residents or people from Northern Ontario and Canada can do it. But then it's like, you know how many people, you know how many New Yorkers.
So many New
it's not
everywhere.
But here's the thing. These teams think it's the people. It's your own people selling them tickets.
Second market. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
Of course, like you said, I can enjoy the game from my couch with.
Let me tell you
four
something.
figures in my pocket.
I could have tickets to Game 7 of whatever finals or whatever there is, and always wanted to go to a Game 7, and always wanted to, see an actual championship won live. But if somebody came over the top, I will sit my tail at home and just lay on a bed of money and won't care. And most people think like that.
Josiah says Jovic should have stayed on the bench after the first air ball. He did shoot one from Columbus. Like, I don't know. Like, he pulled up for one that was and it wasn't the end of shot clock either. I was like, whoa, that was bold.
Oh, from top, like it was off to the side, and they go, oh.
Let me ask you this. When it was 101.99, you thought they had the chance to steal it, right?
Dude, I really thought they had a chance until like the third Spida basket. I was like, there's no once because he hit like 3 of them, Vlad, where he just went bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, he's not gonna miss tonight. We're not gonna have a shot. It's not, it wasn't that they didn't put themselves in the right position. Obviously, like Jovic had that huge 3 opportunity to do it, but I really was just sitting here just like, oh my God, this guy doesn't miss. It's so insane.
And then what made it even worse is like, it's 45 against 45, and what their Mitchell is a little bit better than. Well, it's way better than.
And Davion, what did he score?
And like, Davion had 18.
He had 14 of his 18 in the fourth quarter. And Spida had 17.
It was a Mitchell battle.
It was like I was like, oh, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is how it's going to go down. But it wasn't. I felt the Heat played good enough to come back, Vlad. It's just Spida just. I really felt like he just put it on him at the end. Like, what are you supposed to do? He could not freaking miss. He was that good.
I mean, he's that good. Period. Like, we sitting here acting like dude hasn't been balling all year.
No, of course. Dade South says this has been the most wild Heat Coyote season of all time. Just keep getting lured into the trap. I thought they were like. I do give props for the comeback though, because I thought like, oh, you just got haymakered by that record second quarter. I thought the Heat were going to turtle up. They came back. Not good enough though. Seasons, but it's okay. Series hasn't started yet.
Starts on Saturday.
No. Tomorrow it's TCB the next 2 games, and then it starts game 5. Hopefully. It either starts or it never got started.
That's what I always hate about that.
Vlad, this is new for him.
Oh, I know.
This is new for him.
You don't even do that with Boston. You don't even do that with Boston when Boston's better.
Come in here but that real hitting him over the head.
They're good.
And he's like, I can't even.
You know, maybe Spida has it. You know what? Well, you didn't do anything wrong. Sit right at that computer.
Astron Fridays.
By the power of South Beach
Astron Fridays.
and all cheeks. Astron! Assemble! Do your bidding, you dirty beast. We need you against the Cavs, Astron. By the power of Almighty, for Game 3.
Tootsies, cheetahs.
1 o'clock start. Bring me your Tootsies. Bring me Scarlets. Bring me Cheetahs. Bring me them all. Booby Trap.
Bring me the
Together.
finest of all.
Ultron. Astron. All of my OnlyFans models. All IG models and influencers.
It was he had like running to cheeks just running to perform into Astro.
Live across seats with nothing but cheeks. All of you, parade from space with your distractions.
Saturday could be a great, like 2:45. It could be a great day for everybody. It could be a worst day for it could just be split. One group is happy, the other group is upset. It's weird. I hate these 1 o'clock games.
All right, we'll take a break. Play a little Gooseies. No Gooseies next. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. It's time to play a little Goosey.
No, Goosey.
Goosey. You
I don't really.
I think it's going to play itself. So something is either Goosey's or it's no Goosey, Tommy. My son Tommy is in. Goosey's is like
Feel good story.
You
feel good. Feel good.
You
Makes you feel good.
Goosey.
Make you feel all warm
right.
and fuzzy.
Like all warm and
Right.
fuzzy.
I don't like Goosey's then.
Well, maybe you would. All right, because here we go. In Australia, a woman has set the record for having the world's largest Minions collection.
No.
No Goosey's on that. Wow, I thought that was going to be a layup for this Australian woman. No Goosey's having the world's largest Australian collection at all? No. Nothing. No. No.
I hate.
Did you know what your son likes?
No, Goosey.
What? When did you hate it?
Ever since I.
Wow. About 2 years, Minions, Big Rocks. What about you? Why not?
No Gooseies.
Because I've been even longer before I was 7.
No.
Can't understand what they're saying. Could you imagine an old man that can say, what did he say?
You're telling me you like
I
SpongeBob.
like Gru.
SpongeBob and Minions samesies?
No.
I like Gru. I like Gru. Gru. Because it reminds me of your dad.
He does. He does. He
I like what this is turning out. Vlad?
Look at him. That same thing.
No Gooseies.
No Goosey's from the world's largest.
I'm very worried for a woman that has.
No, Goose.
I mean, I'm not hollering. That's kind of creepy.
Okay, this is
No,
my
Goosey.
Grown.
Why would I go Minions?
She loved me.
Hey, question.
Yeah.
Said woman single? No, she'd be single. Like only a single one would be collecting minions.
You're right about that. I didn't say anything wrong. Just as an Australian woman has the world record.
There's certain things, but there's certain things, male or female, that you collect that tell a very significant story about you.
Says she has a daughter. So. No, her daughter's.
I would throw it
Throw it up the daughter for doing it for the daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I kind of want to do see, I'm trying to pull this. We've had a long discussion about getting an aquarium. And my wife's very against it.
Let me tell you why. I had one. Found one, and then she got one. Then she got more turtles. She had 2 turtles. My wife put one on the ground before she sank it and ran away outside.
Turtle?
I didn't.
Turtle?
Turtle ran away.
How
I'm
did
like,
it run away?
it's a turtle. We're a turtle. Hey, I'm like, you're the first person in the history of turtles that a turtle ran away.
Like, here's the thing. I've seen turtles have a quick run. Like,
For 2 seconds.
for 2 seconds. I don't imagine like once
No,
I
it was in
imagine
the
that
backyard.
in the water, and that allows them to paddle with their web. I don't imagine a turtle on land
Right.
fast.
So, but now we have 4 turtles. They all have Ninja Turtle names. One's pretty big. The next pretty big. And here's the people. Tommy. Talk. And it smells. If you get the turtle stick. Oh,
Okay,
no.
well, what about just regular fish? Do regular fish stink?
You have to change the water. No, it's no, it doesn't happen. You know why? You know why? Because you know they live in their toilet.
Yeah, that's true. That's what the filter's for.
What?
That's what the filter for. We're trying
No,
to.
it's still okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm telling you, you have to be prepared
All right.
for like it's hard keeping it clean. No, you have to like it's the whole process. You have to put the hose through the window because the tank is so big.
LeBron James. You familiar with him?
Familiar. You know, I'm a fan of LeBron.
Star of Space Jam. He's the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's how you
Wait. Does that statue look like D-Wade?
The statue took. Remember we went to the Heat Jazz game? Remember you and Aaron took a picture in front of?
Oh yeah.
Look like D-Wade, right? It has angles.
No. That's his way of being nice. No, he's being nice to you. Tommy, it doesn't look like D-Wade. Right. Thank you.
Are you still trying to say that statue looks like D-Wade?
It has angles. I'm telling you.
Angles. No,
It has angles.
What is
It looks like D-Wade.
Excuse me. This is not an IG model that's trying to get the right picture angle so that she can, he or she could showcase.
I wouldn't. If you have the opinion it doesn't look like D-Wade, which is the majority of opinion, that's fine. I just think it has angles. That's all I'm saying.
All right, and before you people that's listening on YouTube, if there's something wrong with the internet, you're gonna have to wait till the break.
What's wrong with the internet?
And the audio is choppy. I'm like, all right, well, wait till the break.
Oh,
I'm saying, listen to the radio,
but
dumbasses.
But here's the thing. Okay, so LeBron James, the old trick. Okay, LeBron James in his last game, and he knew that he flopped. And so at this age, he goes on the ref.
Wait, no, because when Jimmy did the same thing,
The Gooseies?
Hey, wait, did he? Wait.
Are they buying it?
Hey, Jimmy did that.
Jimmy did that not too long ago.
He did it in his second season. I remember.
No, he did it the other day in a game.
Oh, he did. Well, no, he did it at the line. He was like,
when he got away with the
when he got away with it.
with the playing game. He got away with it.
Luka, going for it.
Oh my
They haven't
goodness.
gone longer.
Hey, thank God Missoula's not his coach.
Get up!
he turned.
You got
He
the.
turned away treatment for his player. Get up.
You got the Gooseies from LeBron's tricks. Man, Gooseies from LeBron's tricks. What about you?
That man's 40. He got to pick whatever. Maybe he just needed a break and he was trying to see if he could get away with it. Did he get the foul called on him?
Yes.
That's hilarious, though.
What was that? Vlad, you got the Gooseies from LeBron's antics?
That's historical. That's historical. Jeez.
I gotta be honest with you. I got the Gooseies too. I like when the old pulled off tricks.
It's funny. It's hilarious, right?
What? Finally, Oreo has a new flavor. Yeah. Chocolate covered pretzel. Hey.
No, listen.
No Gooseies?
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Vlad, it was the only time in life that black things got to smash something. Right? And I'm talking about two black things smashing the white. Yo,
I got you.
Right? So
some quick notes.
I used to enjoy Oreos because it was the only time being out where this was even possible. Then they came out with the white Oreo.
Wait, white outside and the black
Oh, they
inside?
flipped.
Yeah. And I'm like, can't even have an Oreo. So no Gooseies.
Wow.
I haven't eaten an Oreo ever since they came out.
Ruled off Oreos completely?
Yep.
They're delicious.
I don't care.
But I don't venture
I don't
off.
care. It's the one thing we had.
I don't-
Twisted. You twisted.
You know what? I never
No Gooseies, no Gooseies.
Now that Leroy just
Think
said that,
about it.
there is definitely a dynamic with the Oreo. So you
Right.
got two black cookies and white in the middle.
Yep.
But
Right.
to make it good, you have to dump it in a glass of white milk.
Well,
Yeah, because it don't go good with chocolate milk.
Hey, don't go, but you have to dump it in a glass of white
I've
milk.
never done that. Have you ever tried the chocolate milk though?
Nah, it's not a good look. It's not.
I have.
You're pooping.
It doesn't taste as good. I like it.
But I'm wondering if you have to do the vanilla cookie in the chocolate milk.
I think that's what you have.
All right. Well, this is
Maybe
science.
that is-
You know what?
But soon as I saw, so when you go along, there's only one Oreo. All the other different flavors.
What about the chocolate Oreo?
No.
Triple?
No.
They do that too?
Yes.
Yeah, they say you're the Oreos
What
conservative.
What about mint chocolate? What about mint chocolate?
What about mint chocolate? You do mint chocolate?
Hell no.
No, he doesn't. Like, he doesn't like mint anything.
Mint,
as a
no.
Mint
dessert.
chocolate is
Okay, what
For
about the
women.
red velvet Oreo?
Point for
hey. Let me explain something to you.
What?
Tommy,
What?
when you say red velvet,
Uh-oh.
What?
you're talking my language. Okay? But not in an Oreo. Right? You know, listen, I could go into the hood and go red velvet. Red velvet. Hey, Vlad laughing. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're not lying.
Right. I'm not
No,
lying.
no, like that's
I'm not lying.
that's yo, you say red velvet, our people are looking.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this. If there is a party, an event that a man doesn't want to go to because it's just gonna be a lot of, for lack of a better term, estrogen around.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, well, there's gonna be some red velvet at that party, that gentleman will change his mind.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Now, we are getting ready for the greatest period of time
What?
Why?
because in a couple of weeks,
Okay.
German chocolate cake,
That's only this time of year.
my birthday.
Oh.
Let me tell you
Do you
something.
know that Leroy and Sophia have the same birthday?
No.
I have struggled from like my daughter started making me German chocolate cakes when she was 5. Keep in mind, 5. So, every now and then I get an eggshell, right? But now they're good because she's had a few years at it. And I look forward to it.
They say you dress like a red velvet cake right now.
Nothing beats red velvet.
No, wait.
Red velvet's
No, but I
good.
have to have some cream cheese on my arms, right?
That is Gooseies, no Gooseies. We'll take a break. The final hour of the show. You smashed it, Tommy. Great job on Gooseies, no Gooseies, by the way.
I only did a Gooseies and no Gooseies. And I only did one no Gooseies. and the
Well,
rest no.
listen,
They weren't
these
really
are time
Mhm.
limited.
is
So
weird.
sometimes we get to 4,
Sometimes we get to 1.
sometimes we get to 1 because,
Wherever the Gooseies take us.
yes.
Take a break. Back after this. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Happy Thursday.
Be a professional.
You be a professional.
You be a
I
professional.
apologize. NFL draft night. Miami Dolphins selecting 13 for now. We'll see. Some trade buzz around the Dolphins. Nothing too major. There's a
I don't see what the problem is with trading down. It's a very deep draft. If you're not going to get number one at the position, you can move down and get more picks.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. I always get the feeling that these guys go into the draft with a solid game plan, and somebody in that room goes rogue.
Somebody goes Leroy Jenkins?
Yes! Right? I just picture that every draft.
Well, who do you think that is? You think it's McDaniel? This is only McDaniel's second first-round pick that he's had.
I'm trying to think. Who? I think Chris Greer goes and sits in the room by himself with all the other people.
Yep.
And sitting in the other room, and they're all coming up with excellent plans and ideas. And then Chris Greer comes in and says, "We just drafted so-and-so." Like, what? He wasn't even on our list.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Well, wait a minute. Somebody, Luis Benito did say, what if it's Boss Ross? That's the guy. What do you
Then he
say?
can do what he wants.
He can do what he wants.
So then, yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean,
They said he doesn't. He's not.
The word was back in the day. I don't know what to believe and what not to believe, but wasn't there the word that he wanted Lamar?
Yep. And they talked him out of it.
No. All right.
Now,
You guys say
I will
so.
say this. A lot of owners would say,
Well, I mean, Cleveland's guy didn't he listen to a homeless guy for Johnny Manziel or something like that?
"Oh, listen, anybody." I mean, that was a terrible pick.
Well, I mean, what?
Baker wasn't bad.
Time out. Was Johnny really that bad at 22?
At 22,
He
but
watched.
here's why he was bad.
He didn't care.
It's not
Well, that's
that they drafted him. It's that a team that needed so many other things drafted him to be good.
I think Mike McDaniel was on that staff, and he was the one, like he said about because remember they could log how much iPad time you were watching,
Right.
and they said he watched zero. Which he said that I think on his Netflix thing. He's like, I watched zero film at all.
I even watch film.
Well, I mean, they forced you into a room bet. What did they give you? DVDs back in the day?
They gave you a little, like, it wasn't even like full cassettes. It was like the little ones.
Oh,
not the
pain in the
VHS,
butt.
the beta.
The one that you had to put into a cassette to then watch?
No. They had two different machines. The machines that we used to watch tape were different than the ones you watch movies on because they have no sound.
Oh, okay. Well, NFL draft gets going tonight. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Draft night from Green Bay tonight, and we'll see who Roger Goodell brings out to not get booed.
By the way, Green Bay.
I know.
Really?
When are they doing it down here? I feel like
see, this is what I like to talk about. Why wouldn't they do it down here?
I don't know.
They've done it in LA. They've done it in Vegas.
That's
So
right.
what? Vegas.
Draftee's getting in trouble.
What do you think's gonna happen when they went to Vegas and they were getting brought in by that to the pool and all of that?
You know what I think it is about Vegas? I think the difference between I don't know what it is, Vlad.
What?
Vegas, I feel like you can contain it a lot more because everything in Vegas is walking under a building.
So is down here. What you in South Beach?
Everything is like South Beach. You gotta drive here. You gotta go to Wynwood. Then you gotta go to here. You gotta go to the party at the beach.
To Vegas, Tobin. Ain't no way ladies in heels are trying to walk
No,
from
I
hotel
understand,
to hotel.
but
They got it. It's still you're still paying $25 for a ride that's only 0.4 miles.
I understand, but a lot of the things the thing with Vegas that you can't do down here is here you gotta take the Uber. You gotta ride somewhere.
Absolutely.
Vegas, you don't really have to. Like, if you want to put on some
Dude,
work,
can I just tell you?
You could walk under
to get from one hotel to another if it's across the street. It's like a 2-mile walk.
Yeah, but if you're in that MGM cluster, they're all under the same roof. Like, you could just walk in tunnels and all that stuff, so you don't have to get hot.
But listen, Miami deserves a draft. Like they don't give NBA All-Star games never coming here because of
that boat show, right?
Because of the boat show. But you might as well have the draft. Why not? people want to celebrate and have fun. Like you're not. Let me tell you this right now. There is absolutely no way anybody's getting fleeced in Green Bay by any shady characters, because who's gonna want to go to Green Bay?
I don't know.
The next major city's Milwaukee.
Bringing Giannis.
You got to go to Chicago, really, to have a good time.
If I could be Team Petty for a second, by the way.
Please do.
If I could be Team Petty for a second. Since we're talking, you brought up Giannis.
But I did say Milwaukee, but go ahead.
I saw that their GM extended today, which I found interesting. Seems like you wanted to get to that contract pretty quickly. You know, of course, Doc Rivers says he's confident, but I have to tell you, the demise of the Bucs is something that I am going to enjoy very much, because let me tell you something. That's what you get for sticking your nose where it didn't belong. You stuck your nose in the Damian Lillard business.
Time out.
You sent off Drew Holiday like a piece of trash to Boston like he was nothing.
Did they stick their nose in?
They stuck their nose where it didn't belong.
Or did Cronin call him?
I don't care. They should have said no, send him where he wants to go. You stuck your nose in our business, Milwaukee, and you want to know something? I don't even know if of course I'd want Giannis, but it doesn't even matter about wanting or getting Giannis. I hope he leaves you, because you deserve it for sticking your beak where it didn't belong. I'm glad that you're losing again in the first round, but don't worry, because Giannis is going to say it's not a failure. It's just a step to success for him and whatever destination he's going to go. Because let me tell you something. If you lose to Halliburton and he's dancing on Damian Lillard's grave, trust me when I tell you, Giannis is going to hightail it out of there, which is what you deserve for sticking your nose in the Heat's business and taking Damian Lillard from us. That's what they deserve, Leroy. That's what they deserve. That was the end of the Heat's window right then and there with them. So guess what? Your window gets to close too. I don't know what it means for us. I don't really care. But I'm glad that somebody else is going to grab the anchor with us.
I said it perfectly. Dame versus Halliburton is the weirdest rivalry, right?
Hate each other.
It's like Batman and Superman when they got in a fight.
It's very strange.
It's weird.
They hate each other. Hate each other's guts.
There's a lot of people who don't like Halliburton for reasons.
Apparently so.
Tim Hardaway doesn't like him, and it's not even his fault. It's his uncle's.
I thought it was like when that happened, I was like, there's got to be something with Junior there.
No, it has nothing to do with Junior. It's because Hardaway's, I don't know if it was his wife at the time or his ex-wife, happened to have an affair with Tyrese Halliburton's uncle.
That's what the Twitter rumors were out there, Leroy.
Right. And so he's mad at Halliburton because he can't get at the uncle?
Well, Halliburton taunted him a little on Twitter because because everybody thought, oh, what's that about? Because I believe he was on All the Smoke, Tim Hardaway.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, who would you love to destroy on the court? He's like, Halliburton.
Out the gate.
And Halliburton goes on Twitter and he just goes, tell him the real reason, Tim. Wink. And everybody's like, what is that? What the hell does that mean?
And they did their research.
So that's what that's what the research brought.
If I'll just say this, Tim kind of brought it up on himself.
He did.
Because it wasn't like Halliburton was talking about the story. It wasn't none of his business, really.
But everybody does seem to hate him.
He said Halliburton hit Tim's funny bone.
Oh my God, that was so funny. When I was at the Pistons game that was down here where Cade hit the game winner. Oof. And then just randomly, I saw Tim Hardaway just walk around the corner, and all I just kept thinking was funny bone.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. But anyway, Giannis. Okay.
Hey,
do what you got to do.
Here.
All I'm saying is,
can you stop?
What do you mean?
Like every year, we do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You start having people act crazy over things you're talking about that ain't gonna never happen.
I didn't say we're getting Giannis. I didn't say that. I don't know if we'll get Giannis. We probably won't get Giannis. We don't get anybody. I get stuck with Wiggins. Wiggins. But what I am telling you is
Wiggins can play, right?
for like a quarter.
No,
They need to figure out if he's the 2 or the 3.
right.
That's what the problem is.
You know what Wiggins is like? Wiggins is like when your iPhone, it's done. It doesn't hold a charge anymore. And so like it shows you 100%, but it's really 10%. That's Andrew Wiggins. Like we start off the game and it's like 100%.
Wait. Why?
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
No, I mean, like, listen, he's very talented. That's right.
No, I don't know what you. That was funny as hell.
I know it was funny. I'm not saying I didn't laugh.
You're laughing because there's a lot of truth to it.
Timbo.
There's a lot of truth to what he said.
You watch your mouth with Oladipo. I will fight you.
Timbo slices Wiggins is new Oladipo.
Oh,
man.
man.
Oladipo had a legitimate injury the entire time it was here.
That's nasty work.
Hey, you don't talk about Oladipo.
He had a quack doctor that like basically put together his quad with like medieval times tools.
Right.
He couldn't like he told us he's like, yeah, I walked out and felt like I had one leg when I would get out of bed. That was after surgery when I was supposed to be healed. Macman says, hilarious hearing Tobin talk about Wiggins, but he could say the exact same for Bam. I get you, but look.
No, he won't say that. That's the thing.
First of all, I started today's show saying it was one of the worst games I've ever seen him play. He played soft. Mobley cooked him. He stunk yesterday. Point blank, period. Not good enough for Bam Adebayo.
Yeah,
but
wait.
Wait. What?
It's funny how you say you said that.
I said that.
To defend yourself. But you threw a little marshmallow at him.
What do you mean?
You didn't really come at him like that.
No, you did. You were like, oh yeah, but they were into the shot clock. No.
He had a bunch of shots where he had to chuck up threes.
He acted like He acted like Alec Burks yesterday. I don't know what he was doing. I was like, dude,
Alec Burks didn't even play.
I understand, but he was sitting down like, what are you? Look, I'm all for the Bam threes out of anybody, but what are you, a specialist? Get your ass in the paint.
Some tough eating in
I
there.
don't care. You gotta try. You're the captain. You're not Duncan Robinson. Stunk yesterday. He stunk. But Wiggins, I mean, come on, dude. Like that's he got benched. He didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Who?
Wiggins.
Yeah.
Spo said no thanks. And Spo tried to pull the move. It was on my mind. He was at the scores.
He says that a lot.
I'm
like you know what you did.
You are such a liar.
Hey, you know what you did, Spo.
You know what you did, Mr. I mean, listen, it's fine. He's the iPhone 13. What number are we on right now?
16.
Yeah, he's like an iPhone 12. That's what he is.
Oh,
wow. He can't get that
like
update.
it's got all the features, but it's a little slower, and that charge don't hold. That's Wiggins. Now listen, doesn't matter. iPhone playoff Jimmy that got cracked on the concrete yesterday. You got to take that to the store.
You know, Jimmy's Verizon.
You might get refurbished.
Bring your phone in any condition.
I'm not gonna lie.
We'll replace it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the way the things were going for the Heat, I thought for sure it was gonna be 50 burger from Jimmy last night. I'm like, I'm just hit me with all your arrows. Give me
like here. Jimmy gone Jimmy. So what is happening here is the same things that happened in Miami.
Dude, South says Jovic was a prepaid burner phone yesterday.
Point for
Take a break.
Wiggins was a flip phone.
Back after this.
you're a Hall of Famer.
Mhm.
And you're like shrugging it off like they're supposed to be making them all the time.
I'm not shrugging it off. He just didn't make threes.
And you just probably caught
in the finals
I'm
against the
saying
Nuggets.
over a period of time, he probably would have had a moment where he was 7 of 10.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works. You just
Shakes that
don't
hair.
Don't do that.
He's got a great mane.
I know.
Don't do that. What
But
are
he
you
just
doing?
had a regular haircut when he was here. When he was undrafted Max Strus. When he was minimum Max Strus.
When
How
he,
about this?
when he got some onion.
No, it's not even
Bunyan-
money. Leroy, you lived in Cleveland. Maybe he needs the mane for the cold. You know what I'm saying? It was cold.
cold?
He needed the mane for the cold.
He probably what does he wear? Yeti when he goes out there? It's probably staying warm. Chinchilla.
Yeti.
I don't know. What are they wearing? What is the fancy coat that they wear in Cleveland? Gore-Tex?
I don't know. I mean, like
Bear. They probably wear bear jackets.
they're probably a
North
bear
Face.
jacket.
North Face.
No, what is it? What is it? The starter jacket? Not starter jacket.
we're
The
not doing it.
down jacket.
He looks like he's wearing some kind of French designer.
He's got a bandana, a head.
I know.
Why are you putting all this fancy stuff on?
Oh my God! Let
Wow.
me just give him his.
Point.
Schmeathan says Tobin has a double chinchilla.
Witcher.
Hey, that got old Lucas in trouble.
Al Macco
Oh,
said-
Frank Lucas.
Yeah.
The alpaca.
Hey, this is alpaca. You gotta block that.
Al Macco says Strus is saying Duncan Robinson over me.
Mm.
Imagine Duncan Robinson growing that hair. He couldn't pull that off.
He looked weird.
Duncan
No,
Robinson
'cause
with a
his head
headband.
His head is not shaped for some hair like
I
that.
get it. Max Strus is got it going on right
No,
now.
because Duncan Robinson got a head like what's his name from Jacksonville? Your boy.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's got a dome.
They got
Right.
pointy faces. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
pointy face. You can't. That's why that long. You got to go extra long.
Yeah.
You can't just go do the Matt Strus. The
Juice.
yeah. Why are you hating on Max?
Because he wishes Max
wanted
was
to
hitting
stay.
threes for that. No, he wants
Max
Max.
wanted to stay.
Did you want Max to hit threes for you last night?
No. Not with hair like that.
Then why are you complaining?
Not with hair like that.
I'm not complaining.
You
I'm just
complain about the hair.
I'm not complaining about it. I'm just
complain about
pointing
the
it out.
hair?
He's a changed guy. He's not the same guy.
Hey, when LeBron was here, he wore a headband
Hmm?
that almost make him look like he was Jewish.
It was very
Why, look like a yarmulke?
Yes,
he was
he
trying to
kept
hide
trying
the-
to cover up the
He
hairline.
was trying to cover up the hair.
Then on Tuesday, he had a full head of hair.
Lakeem
Go
James.
ahead.
His name was
What the hell?
Lakeem James. That's what his name.
I remember being very with the whole gotcha hat thing with Floyd Mayweather being very shocked. I was like, oh, when'd you get hair?
Oh, wait. Look at you.
I was like, when did that happen?
Wait. You
That's
start
what-
this, and that was
that's
the
where
first.
you went. That's what you went with.
I was very
After
surprised.
you started a brawl.
I didn't start it.
Leroy, you see this guy? He starts a brawl, and then when he starts it, the first thing that he think, when did you get some hair?
That was it.
Dude,
Was
I'm telling you, you are oblivious to some of the crap you do.
what do you mean?
Just what
I
I said.
didn't start that fight.
Dude, you have started more situations in South Florida.
Yeah, over the last 3 years.
That's
Over the
Jimmy's
last
not
5
here
years.
anymore because of you.
please stop saying
Because
that.
you ran back and forth.
true.
Pat,
true.
you just look at what Jimmy said.
It's true.
Jimmy, look what Pat said.
It's true.
Next thing you know, they weren't talking to each other.
Jay Gatto says the real issue is Tobin's jealous of that beautiful lush hair. I could have that hair if I wanted to.
Just like you
No,
could
you
have a
can't.
beard.
I could if I wanted to. I choose not to.
No, you can't.
I can have that. I could have Max Strus hair if I wanted
You
to.
shave, I would say, tops
No.
once a month.
I shave all the time.
If you
I
grew
shaved
your
on the way
hair
here.
out, you would have to
Tommy.
get a mullet.
When was the last time you seen your dad shave?
The last time I seen my dad shave, not in a long time, honestly.
It's been a long time, or you saw me this morning, right?
Been a long time.
Wow.
Yes, you know why?
I don't do it at the
Kids
same
got
hour.
no facial
I
hair.
do it after bedtime. I'm a night shaver.
You're a night shaver. I've heard of night crawlers. Now I'm hearing night
Night
shavers.
shaver. He goes
I'm
on-
a night
he
shaver.
goes on a night
I
shaver.
mean, it used to. I don't know what happened to it. Though.
Yeah, his hair quit growing.
No, that's not true. I could have a
Could
beard.
your
if I
dad
wanted.
grow one of these?
Yo, I could see Tobin with a mullet.
I could.
Not even if you try, not if.
Yeah.
What?
Try. No.
If I wanted to go to like Leroy, I could have one.
No, you can't.
Definitely.
No, you
No.
can't.
I choose not to.
No, you
Dude.
can't.
I don't leave somewhere and change who I am
You
like Max
just
Strus.
Want to? You don't even like goatees. Like you just
Exactly.
Want to be
But that's my point. Is if I want to, I don't like it. I don't like. I like.
You don't even like goatees. Okay, so you're saying that you could grow it, like I'm confused. Like,
Tommy, you're better than
We're
Beast.
all confused.
It's okay. We're all confused.
why are you even arguing about beards? That like, it's already pointless. There's no way you can.
He said, "Why are you arguing? You
Because-
clean shaven
Yes,
fool."
he said it's pointless.
It's not
already said
pointless.
you
No,
can't
it's
grow
not-
hair.
I couldn't do it if
You
I
can't
wanted
grow
to.
hair.
Take a break. We're back after this.
No.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here
This-
with you.
Glad this sounds like this could be a Michael Jackson song.
Yep.
Right?
Let's give away those tickets to Rockville. If you guys want a pair of 4-day passes to Rockville, it is coming to Daytona International Speedway May 15th to the 18th. Right now, caller number, hey, Tom, what caller should we go with for Rockville? Pick a number 1 through 10 for Rockville. What do you think we should go with? Anytime. Which number? 10? 10?
Wow.
Wow. Sorry.
That's
bud.
so.
Caller 10
Hey.
right now to 305-567-0560. Caller 10 to 305-567-0560 wins a pair of 4-day passes to Rockville. If you guys want to see Shinedown, Green Day, Gravel Throat, Linkin Park, and Korn, those are all those who will be performing.
Gravel Throat, I'm going to still be in the playoffs.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry, Doc. Maybe not, though.
Hey,
Maybe not.
That's very Tobin. 10. Caller what? 10.
Caller 10 to 305-567-0560. We'll get a pair of 4-day tickets, 4-day passes to Rockville. Tonight is draft night. Give me a prediction, Leroy. Who you got tonight? Who will the Dolphins select? If they stay at 13, who do you got? Who do you think they go with? Who do you think?
See, I'm to be honest with you, I can honestly say I don't know because I want the best available player. I think if you keep getting the best available prospect, your team will get better.
Do you think we have a shock tonight? Is there going to be what do you think the most shocking thing will be? How high Genti goes? Do you think we'll have?
I think the shocking thing.
QB?
No, the shocking thing would be if Shador is not the second quarterback taken.
Okay.
I think just based on how this offseason, this period has gone, it was always 1 or 2, right? And like you said, Mel Kiper has him before.
I respect Mel Kiper. I respect Mel Kiper. I know people will claim that Mel Kiper's lost his fastball, that he's washed. He has come into this thing. He has said he believes Shador Sanders is the best quarterback, and he has stuck by it. He has not been bullied. Now, he still mocks Cam Ward. He's saying Cam Ward's going first, but he has said, even if you go to the graphics, Mel Kiper's best available still has Shador over Cam.
I would say that my only problem with all of this, right, is that this is a deep draft at a lot of positions. Deep draft at tight end, deep draft, not necessarily at offensive lineman, right? So I do think there'll be a lot of players that move up and down or whatever. But the only problem I have with this year's draft is that I can be honest about my opinion for this reason. We've watched Cam Ward firsthand.
Yep.
I've only watched a couple of games with Shador Sanders, and part of the problem was he got zero protection in the games that I watched. So it's hard for me to determine whether it's him, whether it's his offensive line, whether it's the system. And so I tend to lean Cam Ward, but I can tell you I'm biased with that decision.
For sure. I got you.
Everybody else is just totally trashing Shador all of a sudden.
Killing him.
And normally when this happens, that guy gets drafted really high because somebody's trying to
lie.
Right.
A lot of lies out there.
So I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm interested to see it. And I'm curious to see how a lot of these things are going to go. Like, what are we talking about? Short arms. We're talking about all these things that have nothing to do with football, all of a sudden mattering in football.
Tommy, you enjoyed your time here today on the show. How did you like it? Don't fidget too much with that because that can make scrambling sounds.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did. But quick question: do you think anyone will be upset that they're not going to be on the team they want today?
I don't know, Leroy. Would you have cared about Leroy? You were drafted. Would you? Is there any teams you didn't want to go to?
No. Like I'll go anywhere.
Just no.
But I'd win anywhere. But here's the cool thing. When I got drafted by Cleveland, they had been to 3 of the last 4 AFC Championship games.
You thought you were going to a
Woo!
winning team.
A jackpot.
Your team stunk.
And then the first year, they were 3-13. In fact, we didn't go to playoffs my first 3 years.
Wow.
And then I went to the playoffs my 4th year. Didn't go my 5th year because that was the year he moved. And then went to the playoffs the rest of my career. So, you know, I got to experience it. Some guys never went to the playoffs.
Playoffs. Okay, so we did this the other day. You're very into baseball right now.
And soccer.
And you tried to get me to move the Marlins to the big TV and the Panthers onto the laptop. Tonight for playoffs, Marlins don't play, so no baseball tonight.
Okay.
Should we put the football draft on the big TV and the hockey on the small screen, or should we put football on the small screen, hockey on the big screen?
Hockey on the big screen, football on the small screen.
I think I'm gonna rock with that. I think the Panthers.
I like him. I like it.
I think the Panthers are gonna be done though by the time the Dolphins pick, right?
Yes.
By the time the Dolphins pick,
Maybe,
Panthers should be done.
The draft starts at
8. And it's 10
Why
minutes.
Are they starting the draft so late?
Because it's only 1 round.
Don't know.
Yeah.
And they want everybody
It's
to get
a weird
home.
time though.
I do like watching the
Start that thing at 7:30.
No, just
No,
the
I'd
same
say,
way.
like,
The same way they want people from the
8:30-ish.
West Coast to watch the games.
Vlad. Is it a pure 8 too, or do they try and
Oh no, it's
drag that thing
No,
out?
the clock starts at 8.
No.
So that first pick might come.
Wrong.
What?
Doesn't start at 8. Roger Goodell comes out at 8.
Oh, that's right.
Show pony.
To get
So the
booed.
draft really begins at
To get
8:03
booed.
when he says Tennessee's on the clock.
That is one of my favorite. I do like seeing him get booed, but he's going to do
He loves it.
something.
He loves it.
He's gonna do something that's gonna be like, oh, ha, ha. And I don't know who the beloved Wisconsin. We tried going through this. There's not a lot of beloved Wisconsin
Bart
figures.
Starr still alive?
Too scared. I don't know.
I don't know. Let me go check.
I'm not positive on that one.
Brendan is a show pony.
Yep.
Brendan is a show pony.
But no, this guy is a show pony.
Yay.
Who?
Roger Goodell. He is, dude.
Here's
What's
the
a show
thing.
pony even mean?
Can I just tell you,
Still
the
alive.
owners,
Still alive.
All right.
the owners pay him
Mhm.
$50 million a year to take the heat,
Luckish.
right? To take the heat. So he goes up there and wears it like a badge of honor, right?
Then why
Bring everything.
Then why bring the people out that won't get you booed? You know, like why bring out?
Look, I'm just saying nobody likes being booed.
No, he's gonna bring out Bart
So
Starr.
What you're saying is
Bart
why don't-
Starr.
Yeah.
Why don't you like?
Bart Starr's 90.
So
What are you
who's gonna
talking
boo him?
about?
What do you think he's gonna? So hold on.
You gonna
He
boo
gonna,
Bart
he
Starr?
gonna pull a.
He's gonna pull a Loria where he wheels out Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Oh man, that was terrible.
He gonna pull out Bart Starr.
What are you talking
He's
about?
gonna get Brett Favre.
No, Favre is
What?
The-
He's not
He's
beloved in Green Bay.
He's too toxic.
right
Too
now.
too hot to handle right now.
He's not
Too
beloved
hot
in
to
Green
handle.
Bay.
No,
So,
he's not beloved by anybody right now with all that stuff going down in Mississippi.
if I can explain this to you, Tommy, here's how it goes. Roger Goodell is the boss of the NFL. Okay, the big football league.
So like the really like the one guy,
Yeah, he runs the league, but every fan boos him. They don't like him.
But he likes it.
you know, he's really good.
Hard to say.
I mean, he's the owners like him. He's been there forever.
He makes the league a lot of money, so he's good at his job, but people don't like him. They like to boo him. So what he
Okay.
does is, imagine Roger Goodell walked out to, I don't know, a Marvel convention, but he brought Spider-Man. No one's gonna boo Spider-Man. So what he does is he goes to these cities. Like if the draft were down here today, what he would do is, hey guys, I got Dwayne Wade with me. And so no one's going to boo Dwayne Wade. We love Dwayne Wade, but really we hate him. And he's just having Dwayne Wade there, so we don't boo him. So he pulls a show pony move. You ask what a show pony is. A show pony is somebody with antics just for show. All right?
So like you,
I need a point for Tommy. Drop. I need a point for Tommy. Drop.
Yes. Listen. Yes, that's exactly
Point
right,
for
Tommy.
Tobin.
That's exactly right.
I deserve
Dude,
every
wait.
piece of that.
Did you not realize where this was going?
How did he set me up for my own boxing?
right? Like,
How
right?
did
You got
do
boxed
that?
in by a 9-year-old.
Well, he got set up. Hey, and you know what it's like? Here's the pitch. Like, he served him up. Wow.
It's like he pooped on you again when he was a kid.
Oh my goodness.
my God.
What are you doing? What did you think was going to happen there?
I don't know.
Right? Do you know he hangs out with you?
I know he's learned the tricks too good.
Yeah.
He's become the
See,
the sensei.
as a parent, you have to be one step ahead of the game. So you teach them things, but you don't teach them everything, so that if any chance you get caught in a boxing in or
You can
a
get
situation
boxed
like
out.
you can, yes.
Well, guess what? I'll make sure he doesn't get ahead of me. I'll make sure I'm 50 steps ahead of him. He'll never beat me because I'm the new OG and he.
Oh! Talk your talk, Tommy. Talk that talk.
I'm newbie now.
All right, now I'm going to be one of these things where I got to watch out because then he's going to be jumping on me like a spider monkey trying to choke me out before his jiu-jitsu
Oh,
competition
still at
in
13,
June.
he's tapping you out. He's
Yeah,
making
definitely.
you tap
Where's
at
he-
13.
Where are you going? What are you doing? No!
Oh, he's making him tap. Tap.
Hey, he would easily choke you out if he get his arms around you, big melon. He can't he's like.
Jeez, this guy's just taking it.
I would say this. I would say this, Tommy. The show pony doesn't run too far from the barn, so I appreciate
What
you
do you
stopping.
mean? You're like 50 miles away from it.
Appreciate you hopping on today. Did you
Yeah,
have fun?
Tommy, it was fun.
Thank you, Tommy. You're better than J Fig. You're better than J Fig, Tommy,
right.
and Marcos.
That's our show for today, everybody. Vlad, thank you for stepping in the last couple of days.
Yes, sir.
And Leroy will enjoy all the action. We'll react to it tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk to you guys then. Have a great rest of your Thursday.